Hello, that guy Bob40. And thanks for claiming first. Welcome. Welcome to the show. We're gonna hit the ad break right now. It's always gonna be that way. So give it a second, and I'll see you all in 3 minutes? Is that how my ad breaks set? I think that's how my ad breaks set. Alright. 3 minutes! Go piss. And get some water. Or, you know, my ad break could just break? Is it even on? I'm not getting any notification that I'm having an ad break. Hello? Oh! Okay! What's an ad? Don't worry about it. It's not important. I highly recommend getting an ad blocker or something. Or if you have a... Or find a good ad blocker. Or ad as an advertisement. Sorry, I'm checking some stuff in the background, making sure it's working, because everything broke on my computer again. Gonna get water. Give me 1 second. Alright, welcome back. Give me 1 second and I'll be... Okay. Let's get back into it. I don't remember anything. It's been a month. I've been busy. I've been getting... in between... getting my certifications and in between getting my certifications and taking exams and my grandma dying, I've been busy. Sorry about that. But now that I'm completely done with the certification process, well, my grandma's not dead. She's actually doing a little bit better, which is good to hear. Also, hold on. I need to change my audio a little bit. Testing. There we go. Okay. My volume's too loud. I might be breaking the sound gate. Hello. Testing. There we go. Okay. April 5? That's the day after my dad's birthday. Okay. She's not here either. What do I remember from the last time we played this? Kay got amnesia. She got arrested. I think that's the most important part. Kay got amnesia, she got arrested. And she ran away, I think. Knockity knockity knock, special visitor. Fender. Whoa, talk about an unhappy face. Everything okay, big guy? Won't you earn yourself too many? You won't earn yourself too many admirers looking like that. What are you doing here? Has something happened? Has something happened? He asks. I'll say. It's been all over the news. A murder in the committee chamber. I'd call that a happening, all right. And what's with your hearing being today? I thought, well, I couldn't help wondering if you were involved. They're reporting it on the news already. Heck yeah, a dead lawyer, a young woman on the run. They're lapping it up. It's crazy stuff, but compelling too, I gotta admit. So, are you gonna give me the lowdown or what? Well, actually, yes, we are. Whoa, maybe warn a guy before blowing his mind next time. Things are even crazier than I thought. This isn't a joke, Fender. Kay's out there somewhere, all alone and without her memory. Not to mention being the suspect in a murder. That definitely doesn't make things any easier. But where the heck could she have gotten to? You're sure she doesn't remember it? I thought she might have come here, but no luck, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. Sounds like she thinks she's done you wrong. Hold on. And also, I need to keep my Discord up to make sure I'm not getting any important messages. Perp. All right. Okay. She wouldn't want you to cause you. She wouldn't want you to. She wouldn't want you to Bruh. She wouldn't want to cause you even more trouble by rocking up on your doorstep. You think I don't know that? But I'm out of places to look. Hey, take a chill pill, compadre. This isn't like you. You're wound up tighter than a clockwork monkey. Which isn't a bad thing, necessarily. After all, it's got even you running from pillar to post, looking to save an innocent girl. Looking to save an innocent from jail. Acting like the attorney I know you were born to be. Look, Fender, I may have given up my badge earlier, but that doesn't mean I've decided to become an attorney. However, Kay isn't just some suspect in a murder to me. She's somebody I've come to know very well, even if we've only been acquainted for a short while. I'll say, you've only known her for like half a year, buddy. Because like this I believe this takes place like immediately after the first one, right? So it's like it hasn't been too long at all. Oh my, twice in 5 minutes, why won't you? Kid's lucky to have you in her corner, champ. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but that's quite the bond that sprung up between the two of you. Enough to give me and your dad's old man's a run for its money even. It's nothing like that, really. She just likes to involve herself in my affairs. You can say that again. From what I've seen, she likes to charge into things no holds barred. But she's done you some good, I can tell. You two make a great team. And we never see her again in in the future games. Yeah, I'd say I'm not a little jealous, seeing as my partner in crime's no longer around. Anyway, you need to track her down. Connections like that don't grow on trees. I should know. Alright, how about this for a plan? You're fresh out of ideas where she could be, and you can't just walk the streets shouting her name. So why not go back to the source? Look into how she lost her memory in the first place. You just might turn up some clues that'll help narrow things down. That's not a bad idea. Based on what she told us, it sounds like it all started at the big building. And that's where we're headed. Next stop, the big time. Maybe you can give your face the good news on the way. Kay won't come frolicking back into the fold if the first thing she sees is you scowling like that. Very funny. Hey, at least he knows his comedy. Hey, look, it's the coroner. The viewing point. The sun sure set quickly. Not even a murder on the premises can make this place close its doors. Gotta chase that last dollar, huh? There's hardly anybody around, though. Guess we've got the whole place to ourselves. The coroner's right there! The first step towards proving Kay's innocent is to figure out how she lost her memory. Earth to Miles! We've got some sleuthing to do. This rooftop paradise is all ours, so let's focus up and do what we're good at for Kay, alright? Do what we're good at, huh? Suppose I should be grateful there's at least something we can do. Alright! Let's do some good old-fashioned investigation. Vegan wings of a bird and the body of a lion, that's a griffin. Guard the piece of this little rooftop haven. I have to say, they're incredibly detailed, almost frighteningly so. Instead of feeling welcomed, I wonder how many people have been scared off by these instead. So the person in the raincoat that Kay saw supposedly approached her from the direction of the concession stand. Hold on. Gotta go to my email real quick. Gotta show the original. Hot mini. Sorry, Chad. Give me 1 second. I'm answering this very important Discord. Oh, whoops. that she was pushed over this railing here. Wait, hold on. Supposedly approached her from the direction of the concession stand, which would suggest that she was pushed over this railing. Do a flip! Hello, Plastic! How are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Hold on, I'm like carefully. Okay, VTube Studio, try not to fuck things up, please. There we go. I think that's it. I think we're good. And thank you so much for 22 months in a row. I have everything on my computer broke again. So I apologize for no fanfare. I need to slowly build things back up again. Again. Because, like, I remember I had to reinstall Windows, like, last semester. And then now, like, just yesterday, my Explorer.exe broke. So, like, so everything went back to the default state. So I'm just, like, trying to figure out what's broken. I'm dying like normal? I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope things get better. I built 70 years ago and we're still going strong. I feel like I've always done something wrong whenever I'm building my PC. I think currently my issue is not enough. My power supply is struggling. I need to upgrade eventually, but it's still doing okay. So I've been a bit lazy. Also, I was lit on fire 3 times this week on work. Holy shit! I hope you're okay. Are you? I mean, I hope it's not that. I hope it wasn't that serious. I mean, you're talking here, but I don't know. Maybe you're in the hospital talking. Are you okay? You'd have to try really hard to go tumbling over the edge of it. Everything looks sturdy enough, too. It's funny because I'm like the best person to be lit on fire at work. Why? Wait, why? Oh, whoops. Because I used to light myself on fire at home? Okay. Now I'm just concerned. Are you okay? Looking at Horthel's legend. No, wait. Is that a horn on his forehead? So, it's a unicorn? No, that can't be right either. Unicorns don't have wings. Huh? What's this? There's a little plaque there at the bottom showing the name of the piece. Contradictions. That'll teach me to bother engaging with such things. I mean, to be fair, I did light my hair on fire. Apparently, my hair is surprisingly not fireproof, but it just wouldn't catch on fire for some reason. It was pretty interesting. You can insert a coin to take a good look at the distant landscape for a few minutes. Okay, absolutely would have been all over this. Okay, I know anyway. But for now, I'd better focus my powers of observation on this rooftop. Can I look? No? Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, we meet again. What are you two doing up here? Well, seeing as we came all this way, we thought we might as well enjoy some cotton candy. What the heck are you doing here? Looking to get yourself in even more hot water? You needn't worry about me, Dr. Hertz. I'll be just fine. Fire retardant? I guess I am. I mean, yeah. I guess my hair is a bit fire retardant. It just like curls up in on itself, but it doesn't like catch on fire. Yeah, I guess that is fire retardant. Whatever you say, Mr. Soon-to-be ex-prosecutor turned ex-prosecutor. Saw that coming a mile off. Wait, what? You got fired? As I said, you needn't concern yourself with my affairs. If you say so. So, oh, how's Kay doing? Uh-oh. Did something happen? Maybe I can help? How about an injection? No injections. Thank you. Fortunately, a jab a day does not keep the world's troubles at bay. Bro, is she gonna... Yeah, it did get kind of chilly, huh? Come on, let's head home. But yeah, being on fire is nothing new to you? Okay. But I hope you're not, like, injured. I hope you're not injured, or if you are injured, not severely injured. Alright. Looks like a TV for showing announcements from the various companies in the big building. But at the moment, it's just showing a regular broadcast channel. Is it about the case? What am I standing here for? The Steel Samurai isn't on today. Bruh. Hey you! Yeah, you! How about some delicious Parting Clouds cotton candy to brighten your day? Parting Clouds? The name for the fact that we're so close up to the clouds up here? Our gimmick is, we take a normal serving of cotton candy and we split it in half. Part it if you want. Have the candy, same price, double the profit. And we're laughing all the way to the bank. Just some singed hair on my arms and a little head burny. Oh. Oh. Did you get, like, fire blown at your face so now your whole face is hot? Because I've had that happen to me. Is there anything new? We got... Oh, tree. It's a pretty sizable cherry tree. Its flowers are just on the cusp of full bloom, according to what Kay told us. She was standing beneath this tree until she was pushed and fell. Why not look around the tree? Okay. Can I combine? Oh, no? Okay. Nope. Okay. That's fair. I didn't think it would be that either. What? What the? Oh! But now I'm making fire glove and it broke and I lit my arm on fire. You were making a... Oh! Ooh. What's that? Do I have auto... Shit, I think I have automatic? Auto text on, whatever. Hi. Okay. I was just lying in wait. That would make you a criminal, okay? Perhaps you meant to say laying low. Oh, yes. That. Yeah, I have autoplay on. The lighters went boom? The lighters themselves went boom? Wait, there's a trap door. Nevertheless, I doubt people will look kindly on a suspect haunting the site of her supposed crime. Surely you understand that, even in your current state. On top of which, while you've been playing hide-and-go-seek, I've been worried, sick, and frantically trying to find you. Are you mad at me? Of course I am! Now, what were you thinking coming back here? Did you think your amnesia would excuse your recklessness? No! I came to try and help you get your badge back. What? I thought if I could get my memory back, I might be able to remember killing that poor woman. I thought if I came back to where I lost my memory, maybe I could... There's one thing you haven't lost, you know. Your ability to surpass my expectations at every turn. Aw. I couldn't be more certain now that you're the Kay I know so very well. However, I don't appreciate you being so reckless. Do you hear me? I'm sorry. Seriously, Miles? You're killing me here. You were banking good guy points and then you just... you went and blew it by blowing your top. Good to see you, kiddo. Glad to see you're safe. Go on, bring it in. Okay. That's the spirit. Not now, Fender. Eesh, I was just trying to lighten up the mood. Uh-oh. Live news from the big building where a shocking murder took place earlier today. Police continue their hunt for a young woman known to have been present at the scene. She's considered a prime suspect, and police say no effort is being spared in trying to track her down. Woo, mama. They're not messing around, huh? Well, team, what's the plan? Looks like the clock's ticking down, and fast. Indeed, it's only a matter of time before they find us. Alright, first things first. Okay, you're sticking with us from now on, capiche? I caused you so much trouble already. You can hardly make things any worse for me at this point. Mr. Edgeworth! Then it's settled. We're in this together like the Three Musketeers. Miles here will be in charge of proving Kay innocent. I will, believe me. So I'm gonna need you to do everything you can to help him with his investigating, okay, Kay? Yes, of course. Great. Now we gotta move quick. Can't be getting bagged by the boys in blue before we've even started. You two may not have any more to lose, but your Uncle Eddie sure does. Gregor would never forgive me if I got the family office shut down. Thank you, Fender. I'm sure I owe you more than I'll ever... Oh!
Paimon accidentally swallowed some water.
At least that still works. Okay, I will take a sip of water. Today's stream is sponsored by me drinking not water. It's called corn silk tea. It's a very nice diuretic. Meaning I will pee more. Okay, so this corn silk tea. Okay, if you want to know what corn silk tea is, I don't know if anyone does, but I will say it anyways. Corn silk tea is water steeped in the silky the silky fronds like of corn, right? You dry it out and then you steep it in water, right? It's actually pretty good. All right. There's a thing here. I wanna... It looks like a trap door. Oh, wait, hold up. New dialogue. As you can see, they're still hard at work up on the 50th floor. And that's where the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence hold their disciplinary hearings, correct? That's right, there have been people walking by the windows all evening. This is one serious investigation. Well, this doesn't make our chances of getting out here with Kay any rosier. We'll have to find a way to slip past the press. Cool and mysterious customer, Miles Arena, but I'm no spy. Maybe you can use him as a decoy if things get desperate. Okay, whatever you're thinking, quit it. I can tell it doesn't end well for me. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. The time? Looks like this is being broadcast live, which means we're looking at the big building in real time. Does that mean we're on TV too? I don't think so. The camera is far away enough and just dark enough that I think we'll be safer now. At least we better be. If Kay is spotted, things will go from bad to worse before we know it. As you can see, they're still hard at work up on the 50th floor. That's where the Committee for the Prosecutorial Excellence holds disciplinary hearings. This is one here. Okay, we've already seen this dialogue. See people moving around. Wait, something's very wrong with this picture. I can use a certain piece of evidence to help me deduce exactly. We do? Wait, that's not the 50th floor. That's the 49th floor. Does this building have? Easy, 50, right? Kinda ironic that just a few feet above where the committee works its little schemes is a place where starry-eyed young romantics come to wish for everlasting smoochy times. But then, what's that dark space above the 50th floor? The gloomy underbelly of love? Wait a minute. Exactly. The committee chamber is supposed to be on the top floor, directly beneath the viewing platform. But it actually appears to be located on one floor below that. Clearly contradicting the supposed facts. Maybe whoever wrote the pamphlet made a mistake. Somehow I don't think so. Call me crazy, but yes, there appears to be a hidden 51st floor. Wow, and that's where they keep the gloomy underbelly of love. Ah, my heart! You didn't need to take it quite so literally, Kay. Good, then perhaps we can take this more seriously instead. Come on, have you met me, Miles? That might be easier said than done. It'll still be easier than trying to enjoy your so-called jokes. Okay. So we've done everything. Okay. So, now we can investigate the trapdoor, right? Trapdoor? Trapdoor? No trapdoor? Game? Please! I hope I've been of help to you so far. What do you remember? I came back here because I thought it might jog my memory. Okay, I was standing underneath a tree, sheltering from the rain. Then I saw a person in a red raincoat, and then they pushed me. Can you remember anything specific about the person in the raincoat? I'm sorry, I just can't recall anything. Oh, but there is one thing. I could see the moon over their shoulder as they came closer and closer. The moon? The moon haunts you! Yes, it's all very fuzzy, but it was in the exact same place as it is right now. Floating up there above the cherry blossoms. So the moon was visible over the mysterious figure's shoulder. That's new information. Other recollections. I keep feeling like there's something just on the edge of my memory. There is. Could be the clue we need. Alright, just let it float to the top of your mind. It's like, bruh. I'm seeing, it's very faint, but I'm seeing a small restaurant, just a counter and some seats. And there's this incredible smell. A beautiful golden soup. Not too thick, and it tastes just right. Filled with delicious noodles. They're firm, but not too firm. That's when a thought crossed my mind. I'm going to order another bowl. Okay. You used to say you were the second great thief Yatagarasu. A noble outlaw dedicated to sealing the truth. Do you really not remember any of that? Oh, I think you're right. I was a noble. Not a noble. A noble outlaw. Oh, wait. Is there anything in my evidence that I can present? Actually, yes, I do. I want to know if you remember your jammy ninja mask. No, you don't remember anything? Okay. This was from the victim's clothes. What about the... Do you remember anything from this? No? Okay. What about this? I was carrying this, wasn't I? I'm sorry, I don't remember anything about it. Nothing at all. Even the tiniest clue could help. Alright, let's see. I think might have just grabbed it on reflex when whatever happened to me happened. There's a saying, right? A falling person will clutch at a straw. No. I don't want to dissuade you from trying, but please, I need you to think a little bit more before you speak. Things never change. The K card, coroner's finding, victim's letter. Do you remember anything? Is contract? In a way, it appears to be a criminal contract of sorts, I suppose you could say. A criminal. And I wrote this. The letter isn't handwritten, so it's hard to say who actually wrote it. I see. Found the victim's hand. Wait, actually, I wonder if I can present this. I remember the person in red raincoat. That much I'm pretty sure of. But where they really come towards you from beyond the concession stand? Yes, they were walking right to- Wait, that's a contradiction! How could she see the moon when the concession stand is on the opposite side of the building? They're the very antithesis of science. Then this is one of those contradiction things, huh? Okay, what about this? You like pins, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Not particularly, no. Still, you always seem to have one on you. It's a part of the job, I'm afraid, and this one is also a piece of evidence. Oh, so you carry things you don't like around as a form of willpower training? That's not it at all. No, that's yours! It's yours! Okay, also, hold up. Can we merge the moon? No? Okay, it's not. That's annoying. Because okay, here's my leap of logic, right? She said that she saw the red raincoat from the concession stand, but the moon is on the other side of the building. Like that. Thinking back over what Kay has said. The person in the red raincoat approached her from the direction of the concession stand. Which implies that she was pushed over the railing on the side opposite the stand. She also said that she could see the moon over this person's shoulder. But when we checked just now, the moon was in a different location than expected. Yet Kay claims it's currently in the same spot in the sky as on the night of the incident. This throws the positions of the moon and the person in the raincoat out of alignment with their story. I think her memories may have become confused somehow. What's more, if she really had been pushed over that railing, she would have never survived the fall. Therefore, I must conclude that she may not have been fallen where she thought she did. Right, you may have fallen, Kay, but it couldn't have been over that railing. Because if you had, you wouldn't be alive now to tell the tale. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Polly, how are you? I'm doing great. How about you? But I definitely remember standing under that tree. If I was pushed, the only way I could have fallen is over that railing, isn't it? Not unless the ground opened up and swallowed you whole. The ground could just open up like that? How? My bad, I'm not a joking matter. Sorry, kiddo. But it may also be closer to the truth than you think, Fender. Let's take another look at the ground in that area. There's a chance we might have missed something. I'm doing fine, hanging out with the digs again. Nice. Finally, we get to see the fucking trap door that I've been eyeing the whole time. So where did she fall? There must be a clue around here or something. How about the conveniently placed trap door? Looks like a service hatch. Dog's about to go make dinner, but want to say hey first. Hey, I appreciate that. Hello to you too. Say hi to the dogs for me, and when you get back, please get back. Tell me what you're eating for dinner. Nah, you'd never be as clumsy as that. I'll be lurking in the background. I appreciate that. Thanks for lurking. Have a good dinner. I'm sorry, I just can't say one way or another. My bad, kiddo. Just another one of my silly musings. You don't have to take me so seriously, you know. I don't? Never? Well, maybe not never. There's mac and cheese? Oh, that sounds really good. Chill, Miserino. What's your sense of whimsy? So, never then. Ouch! Talk about a deep cut. Okay. Around here is covered with cherry blossoms. Even though the tree's not in full bloom yet, the strong wind up here is blowing the petals right off. It would have been nice if they thought to tidy up just a little, though. Okay, so... we can combine these two now, right? Down the hatch? How has the whole floor between the 50th and the viewing platform remained undetected all this time? You got me there. Kinda hard to hide a set of stairs going up to it, if you ask me. That's precisely it. Things like stairs are normally out in the open, going unnoticed by people seems a bit implausible. Which can only mean the 51st floor is no ordinary floor, and can't be reached by ordinary means. Then we'll just have to reach it through extraordinary means, right? I don't know about extraordinary means. Maybe let's go for unconventional? Indeed. Consider, if you will, the hatch we found by the cherry tree. What would you expect to find on the other side of such a hatch? A room of some kind, perhaps? Oh, a secret room! Now you're talking my language. Let's go take a look. Down the hatch! Alright, there we go! What's this? What is this place? Look at all that stuff down there. Is it a storeroom? Whatever it is, I think we can safely say that this is where you fell. Go team! Strike one mystery off the list! Yes, but the greater mystery of Kay's memory loss remains unsolved. We have a red rain-coated figure who can walk on air to account for, among other things. Hey, can't the guy bask in his success for a second? So we found a hidden storeroom. I vote we scooch on down and check it out. We have pretty much exhausted everything up here. And it can't hurt to take a look. Also, we're still being hunted by the prosecutors, so... Is that you, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey! Holy shit, now that's a sight for sore eyes! Emma, what are you doing here? I heard about what happened from Detective Gumshoe. I was in the area, so I thought I'd come by and see what's going on. This is Emma Skye. She's a high school student currently studying in Europe to become a forensic scientist. Holy shit, we don't see her until game number 4 in the... we see her game number 1, and then we don't see her until game number 4, I believe, right? But holy shit, seeing her is really a sight for sore eyes. Holy shit, the younger sister of a former superior of mine. We've also stood in court together. The detective called me up here, in a panic. He said your badge fell off the big building, and that Kay was in a man suit, and... Hold it right there. Didn't you just leave to go back to Europe a few days ago? You're back again already? Yep, I'm here with one of my professors. But not to do any schoolwork or anything, just some interpreting. Then shouldn't you be off doing that instead of gallivanting around such a crime scene? Oh, it's fine. There's this wonderful thing called body language after all. That's not an actual language, Emma. Anyway, never mind me. This is about Kay. How is she? Where is she? Ah, shucks. Isn't that sweet, K-Meister? Your little friend is worried about you. Oh, yes. Who's this guy? Don't tell me you went and got a new assistant, Mr. Edgeworth. Very funny, young lady. It's actually the other way around, I'll have you know. Eddie Fender, attorney at law and senior partner at Edgeworth & Co. Law Offices. Edgeworth? So you are his assistant? Wait, attorney? Since when were you a defense attorney? I'm not... Say it's complicated, it's an understatement. Let's not sweat the details for now, yeah? First things first. But attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Really? Ooh. It's like I'm not even here. What is this, some kind of weird experiment? Perhaps we should head down below. I'll explain there. I agree, the police could be here any minute. And who's this? I'll explain later, Emma. Come on, time to go. Oh, alright, but you better explain yourself, Mr. Hotshot Pro. Attorney? Trust me, I'll explain that too. Okie dokery doo, okie dokery doo. Down the hatch we go. Okay. Wow, that was a short chapter of a chapter. "7:06 p.m. Question mark. Donde está? It's dark as a grave down here. Can't see the nose in front of my roguishly handsome face. Watch your step, Emma. Ow! I hit my head on something! Make your way down slowly. Okay? Okay? I don't want you to slip. Oh, yes, Mr. Edgeworth. There's gotta be a light switch here somewhere. Ah, bingo! Ah! This is... So the hidden 51st floor really is being used as a storeroom. The want to draw. Do it! Draw! Wait, is this an auctioning place? Is this a... Wait, is this a... gift shop? Contains a... Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, you promised me an explanation or three. I did indeed. Where do we even start? Wow, a lot's been happening, huh? What a case! Seems you've gotten yourself into a real pickle, Mr. Prosecutor Attorney. Not an attorney, or a prosecutor, anymore. Well, whatever you are, I think it's time for science to lend a helping hand. Don't worry, I brought my entire kit with me. Well, if you're sure. Are you kidding? I live for moments like this. Here, let's make this all official. Good working with you again, Mr. Edgeworth. And you, Miss Guy. Ah, the gang's back together. And then there were four. Right, everyone, let's get to work. I want to know where that elevator goes. That is fair. That is a fair question. Looks like it goes down? It's something we'll certainly want to investigate further, but we should look around up here first. Aye, aye, Captain. Captain, let me know, but video games are so much easier. That is also true. Video games are so much easier. I can't draw for shit. But I can game. Well, keep trying to see what I can remember. I'll let you know if anything comes to mind. Thank you, Kay. Emma? Ready, willing, and able to investigate, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well. Then let's begin. Okay, first off, I want to look at this win through compromise. Kind of creepy, all these mask lines up here in the dark. Not a fan of horror movies, I take it. No way! That stuff's so unscientific. I think you mispronounced terrifying. But more importantly, there's a mask missing here. Eureka! It was carrying a jamming ninja mask when she was found, but it looks like it might have originally come from this hook. Scientifically speaking, that doesn't seem like a crazy hypothesis, which would mean that Kay was really here? Last thing I dropped in your art channel on the server is like old app. It is. Okay, to be fair, it's been a while. It has been a long while. It's still funny. The little grabber for the gun. She come to steal something, maybe. There's all kinds of stuff here. Because she's a great thief who steals the truth, I suppose. No, I think it's too early to jump to any conclusions. There's a selection of... There's even a steel samurai, and what impressively authentic likeness it is, too. We've already... I like how I'm doing this backwards. I did the deduction first before the investigating this. Okay. Do I have to look at every other mask? 119 megabyte upload. Global hero Onyakopon. You really don't know? Everything about the show is a secret. When it's on TV, who makes it? So the merchandise is super rare. But may have simply gone out of business. Oh no, I have to look at every single one? Oh no. Holy shit, I love these designs. Plastic. Especially the multi-armed ones. Ooh, okay. The one with the mouth on his stomach. It reminds me of the Chinese mythos, Xingqiang. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but Xingqiang is a deity who basically has his whole... Actually, no. It has no... Never mind. I'm misremembering. Xingqiang has his whole face on his stomach. This is different. But the mouth on the stomach does make me reminisce. Obsessive myself. I have no idea what Captain Saipan. Yeah, Xingqiang. So that one was a bit funny one because it was redesigned from the first time I ever did digital art. Oh. Okay. Okay, so the first image that you posted, is that a slime hat? Students of Starry School, by elementary school where the students are all superheroes? Masks are modeled on sports safety helmets or something? Maybe the number of islets tells you their student ID number. The one on the left would be number 1, the one on the right is number 2. Ah, okay, so the first image that you posted, of the two images, the first one is the redesign, and then the second one is the original. I have to admit to being a little intrigued by this show now. Oh, cool. I could just skip the second one. What about you guys? The slime that's occupying a puppet body to use as semantic components for spells. Ooh, and yes. Oh, okay, I see, hold on. I can see the puppet parts now. Okay, I see you, I see where you're going. Oh, I don't really know all that much about them, but sure. Really? Because I saw the CEO Samurai finger in your office, so I thought... that's so funny. Steel Samurai and the Nickel Samurai. The Nickel Samurai always seems kind of pleased with himself to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just about being skinny and cool, you know? There's more to it than that. I'm Team Steel all the way. Heh, you've just gone up in my estimation, Emma. Slime, yes, Slime no has hands to do fancy movements, but a puppet! 5 head. That man has a harpoon with a chain. Does he throw the harpoon? That's a goblin with... Oh my god. Shit, what's that thing? Fuck. Buddhist with... Was it Buddhism? that had the thing, but they have the Kakara or the Shakujo. The goblin has a Shakujo. Then this one is another puppet. The third one, is that another puppet? Why is the puppet okay? Is it a puppet being controlled by a shadow creature? But why is it holding a cigarette? It was a magic item that you got? Okay. That's cool though. That's from Cyberpunk campaign named Geeko. Oh, okay, might be. So it's a cyberpunk thing. His face opened up like Demigorgon. Scales fell from various murders. What? But why would they be in here? They should be safely under lock and key at the courthouse of the prosecutor's office, which suggests that somebody removed them without permission. Something very suspicious is going on here. We need to find out more. Okay, we've thoroughly investigated this. These are... What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? If I'm not mistaken, several of these items on display here are... actually evidence. Aren't these evidence stuff? Are pieces of evidence from old cases of mine. But what are they doing here? Maybe this is where the community stores stuff it's looking into? It can't be. Evidence like this is stored at the police department. They don't keep stuff at the prosecutor's office, too. When a case is ongoing, yes. But once the last trial has finished up, it's supposed to go right back to the precinct, unless there's a very good reason for it to go elsewhere. And yet, here it all is. What the hell? Because I recognize... I think they're... No, I think these are prices. Yes, but judging by how the numbers are written and the items... by the items themselves, I guess these are prices. Exactly. I would have never guessed that. Wait, but none of this stuff could be worth that much money, could it? The prices are very high indeed. It's no wonder she's surprised. I must examine all these in detail. Yeah, what the hell? That's odd. This is the only spot with nothing on it. But it still has one of those signs in front of it. Indeed, and look, there's an outline of dust on top of the clock. I'd say something was probably sitting there until quite recently, wouldn't you? You know what? I think you might be right, but I'm drawing a blank trying to imagine what. Well, I might have an idea. A star-shaped outline. Don't we have a piece of evidence that might be, well, be connected? Wait, I just want to present it. Okay, forgive me, but my brain is like forgetting. Did I respond to that last message, Plastic? About how the face opens up to like a Demigorgon? If not, then here's my reaction. Oh my god. That's a great design. But personally, I'm terrified. That's like personally disgusting, but logically, not logic, like, I think it's cool. I think it's great. I think it's a cool design. Like, but goddamn, that horrifies me. Very strong chance that this is where our murderer took it from. Which would mean the candelabrum was evidence from another case. Certainly seems likely, but that's not our concern right now. The key thing to know is that the murder weapon was taken from the storeroom. Aw, isn't he a cutie? Look at this fluffy little guy. That's the stuffed animal we found at Gourd Lake. Oh, he should be in the possession of the prosecutor in charge of that case. So how did he wind up here? Aw, but look, he's missing his left horn. He is, but he never had it in the first place. At least not as far as we ever saw. Defective merchandise, hmm? Then we need to contact the manufacturer. I demand a recall. Now that I come to think of it, why would anyone give the president a broken toy to begin with? You know what? Excellent question. A stockroom? It would seem so much as it pains me to consider such a thing. What kind of the person sells off evidence from serious criminal cases? And who too? Who would even want to pay for all this stuff? Somebody, clearly. The price tags are proof of that. Wow, people really will collect anything, huh? Fascinating. That's a cute little doll. It looks like kind of like the Steel Samurai. It's actually the Iron Infant, son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He was born burdened with the knowledge that he too would one day be called upon to fight for justice. Now, I can't imagine the pressure that must have put him under more than most people could bear. Yes, he's young, but you can sense it nonetheless. A certain phone twitch work. Okay. Wait, are you saying he has a bite attack? Ew. Yeah, you know what? I guess so. I guess it would bite. Okay, what about you? What is the statue mannequin here? Not this time. I've never seen it before in my life. It doesn't seem to fit with other items in the room either. For one thing, it doesn't have a price tag. So why is it here? Good question. Twitch on my phone wasn't working? Oh, okay. That's all? Nothing else to add? Well, no. What more did you want me to say? Hold up, I've got to write this down. Mr. Edward can turn even the most boring topics into something picturesque with his explanations. Okay, I recognize this ink bottle. And a lantern. Both pieces of evidence from previous case of mine. Why? What's all this stuff that's related to you doing here? Case is no longer. Perhaps it's all nothing but a coincidence. I never thought those... Isn't that what scientists believe too? Oh, you want to talk about what scientists believe? Settle in! This may take a while. Oh, whoops. There's nothing of interest. Wait, but this safe is actually interesting. What do you mean this safe isn't interesting? This safe is very interesting. Badge. Okay, what's in here? Bunch of trophies and... Oh, look! Somebody left a walkie-talkie here. It looks to me like it was put there deliberately. Rather like it's on display, to be honest. Hey, there are batteries in here too. It could be useful. Let's take it with us. Nobody will mind if we use it for a little while, can they? I can take it to police station now. Okay, but I wanted to look at this box. Also, the ad will start in 3 minutes. Okay, wait, what? Huh? Why am I getting the snooze? Like, why is the snooze disabled? Hello? Yeah, the chains are probably to stop the cold air from escaping. I don't mean to contradict you, Emma, but isn't this just a box for storing clothes in? The wood is imbued with a natural repellent that keeps moths away. Oh, yeah, sure. Guess you could look at it that way too. Keep your clothes chilled would be nice for the summer, right? That's not how that works. That won't stop me. I have a sub here. I will continue to be a problem. Okay, and then this thing. The statue. It's a fake! Not exactly. It's just something from a case I worked on. A piece of evidence. I believe the Alfred statue. Or 2 of them. A real one and a fake. Whichever one this is, it shouldn't be here of all places. No case, huh? Guess you have worked on a bunch of different... Huh? What was that noise? Gotcha! Caught in the hat! Red dang hand... Oh my god! I fucking hate this bitch, man. Hilton hand, dog cap covered in cream. Oh my... Oh, I hate this bitch, man. Here, pull the other one. It's got belt on. Camera's a weapon of justice. It ain't about to be hornswoggled by your cheap denials. Oh, it's you. Huh? Why, you're that low-down dirty jerk of a prosecutor, ain't you? Random spot on her head. I will get scissors and do it myself. Who are you calling a low-down dirty jerk? This is Lotta Hart, a photojournalist by trade. We crossed paths on a few occasions, especially on that one particular case. If you, he's talking about the case that, almost got him in prison. She's hard to forget and even hard to get a word in edgewise with. Quit making that face, will ya? That's the face of a no-good schemer if I ever saw one. Seems I didn't leave the best of impressions on her either. Well, it's payback time, Mr. Schemer. You ought to be thankful. All I want for you is a couple of pictures. But we're just here to investigate. Sure you are. And by investigate, you mean pull the wool over a lot of my wide eyes. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought she might listen to me. It didn't hurt to try, I guess. But we're probably better off leaving her alone for now. Yeah, we're gonna leave her alone. Said this statue was a piece of evidence from an old case of yours, right? Pretty weird looking, I have to say. Known as the Alfred statue. But it says here that it's called the Alif Red. What are you muttering? Oh, nothing. Let's carry on looking around, shall we? Okay. I want to look at this. I cannot look at this. What about this? Whoa, that one's heck of a desk. I wonder who it belonged to. There are 4 male figures acting as legs, holding up the tabletop in the center. It's hideously cringy, and doesn't even have the good decency to be camp enough to loop back around. Is this from one of your old cases too, Mr. Edgeworth? Nope. I can't think of anyone related to any of my investigations with such ostentatiously awful taste. At least I don't think there was. I'm thinking... I'm thinking, what's her face? Franziska von Karma. Maybe she had it. Piles of banknotes just left out for all to see. A little tasteless, wouldn't you say? Also, okay, ad break. Give me a minute. The ad break's 3 minutes, but give me a minute. I need to actually use the restroom. So, I'll be right back, and then I'll go take a sip of water. Alright, I am back. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna drink. Remember, chat, this stream is brought to you by Corn Silk Tea. Drink your diuretics. Hold on, I got a message from a bot. Ignore. I swear to God, bots, do better. Do better, man. If you're gonna annoy me and DM me out of nowhere, don't just ask, hey, or don't just say, hey, or just ask, you there? Bro, if you're gonna talk to me like that, I'm not gonna answer. I am a straightforward human being. Or, I guess, in VTuber world. I'm a straightforward, dream entity. There's been a new bot message on Twitch. Oh shit, what is it? Wait, what does it say? Because I might have gotten that person, gotten that bot. And if you tell me right now, and it confirms the thing that I'm thinking of, then I'm just gonna immediately ban them. I got a bot account, kept insulting until they got on and started cursing me out. That's interesting. That's all I got to say. Interesting. I've never heard of that or thought of doing that. And you kept insulting it until they got on and started kissing you out. Bruh. Who gets on a bot account? Like, how are you actually that sensitive over your bot account being insulted? Hello? If you're still... Oh. Oh, okay. So that kind of stuff. Okay, never mind. That's still bot. That's still bot stuff. I don't even want to think about it. What is that? Giant head thing. The head of Great Mrs. Monkey. How did they even get it up here? Mrs. Monkey? That doesn't sound right. Are you sure you didn't get the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Or misremembered it somehow? Block them, remove them, and I just kept calling them names. Why don't they block you instead? Hello? I don't know. I think this leap of logic is kind of weird. Are you seeing items of old evidence marked with price tags along with a huge pile of cash? I think it's pretty clear that somebody has been running an illicit trade in judicial goods. Shady deals on hidden 51st floor? This is big. It has to be, right? I think it might be, but we'll need to investigate a little further yet. We need to find out more about what's going on here. If only there was an eyewitness we could interview. An eyewitness, huh? What? Why exactly are you here, Miss Hart? Me? I told you, I'm in it for the truth. For the good of society, and for little me, of course. I'm a photographer for the people. For the people? If you won't tell me the real reason you're here, perhaps I can hazard a guess. Somebody was carrying out an illicit police evidence trafficking scheme here in the storeroom. Oh, so she's after a juicy story. Makes sense. Well, how'd y'all figure that out? Guess it means I don't have to tippy-toe around it anymore now. One of my sources told me I'm down low about an underground auction. What? So all the items here were sold to the highest bidder. Folks was slinging money around like it was going out of fashion. Had to come see for myself, of course. Get eyes on my subject, you know? Should have heard the tales my contact was telling. Taller than 2 trees or so, I thought at first. Anyhow, wasn't about to write it up based on hearsay alone. So yesterday I slunk behind his here statue, and settled in to wait. Bidding started late at night and carried right on through to the break of dawn. So the auction and the murder happened on the same night. Coincidence. There are deals in the secret storeroom. Talk about a story. Was there anything else on sale apart from the items of evidence in this room? Sure, there was a regular old stuff too. Shady artworks from who knows where, that kind of thing. What way are shady artworks regular? But the evidence was the big draw for sure. Reckon they were selling them faster than the crooks could smuggle them out of the cop and prosecutor shops. And I'll bet you got pictures of the whole thing, right, Miss Hart? Well, you see, the main event was down below. I had to try to see what I could from up here. Haven't been up here since yesterday. I assume you witnessed the entire auction from start to finish then. It was an underground affair, like I said, so folks wasn't exactly giving much away. I used many no words. Oof, oof. That's a big ass oof. Drawing masks just as soon as they got down the ladder, and that ain't all. They had voice changer doodads on them, see? Teeny tiny one, dinkier than a bug's behind. It's so you couldn't see their real faces and you couldn't hear their real voices. Surreptitious and all that. You mean surreptitious, right? I surely do. Sweet surreptitude. Oh my god, I actually choked on my silk teeth. Also not a word. Anywho, once they had their gear on, they went right on downstairs. And then, in came the next one. When it came time to leave, they all done the same but in reverse. Up they came again, one by one by one. Mask back on the hook. Up the ladder and away. Whoa, that's a serious operation. Mask data. And how many participants were there? 11 altogether. I counted them when they came down the ladder. I didn't just hide behind a stupid statue the whole time, you know? You didn't? Then where were you? Well, when I first got here, You know what? That ain't important right now. So you were hiding behind the statue from the very beginning. Anywho, I watched all them folks come in from my spine spots in there in the shadows. I see. So you were watching from behind the statue. They used that there elevator to get down below. And once they was all down there, I snuck up and took a peek at what was going on. You mean the elevator remained in the room beneath? Nah, they sent it back up. But there's a little peeky hole if you want to know where to look. Elevator don't quite sit flush with the floor, see? And if you bend down and squint just right, you can see the whole shebang. Did you catch sight of who was in charge? Alright, sure, I guess I did. Ain't have so good a story if you don't get a glimpse of the evil ringleader after all. Who's the ringleader? You mentioned the right ringleader. Can you tell me any more about them? Y'all should know I came here to get me an exclusive. And an exclusive ain't much dang good if you done spilled the beans already. I see, so you don't actually know anything about them. You think that's why she won't give us the answer? Makes sense, I guess. You got me. Couldn't see if it was a man or a woman or a kid in an old time or nothing. What were they wearing? Could you see that at least? Sure, white jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower on the lapel. Them 3 things is what I remember. But what's good a description of the outfit if I don't got no clue who was wearing it? So this ringleader disguised their identity too, just like everybody else. Yes sirree, mask voice changer the whole 9 yards. They were wearing one of the masks. Which one? Let me see. Oh yeah, this guy. Zervin. Zervin? What kind of name is that? Seriously, Mr. Edgeworth, you never heard of Zervin? He's global hero Ohanyakopon's arch nemesis. Who hasn't heard of Zervin the Time Lord? The Time Lord? We got Doctor Who up in here already? I think you might be better off asking who has. So you didn't get a glimpse of their face at all. Oh, I dang well didn't. Which kind of scotch is my scoop? This whole mess has been nothing but a snipe hunt. I should have never come. Wait, but that's very important. Because we have... I help you, you help me, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You said that the ringleader was wearing a white jacket, white gloves, and a magenta flower, correct? Sure did. Don't ask me why they was dressed up like a peacock on parade day, but they was. Is this the outfit you saw? Well, holy smokes, it sure as heck is. But, wait, so the big cheese is dead? All we know is that she is the victim in the case we're investigating. Her name was Rosie Ringer. Do you know her? No? So the ringleader was a lady? Well, ain't that just a slipper in the damn deal? Throw me off with the man's jacket like that. I hardly think she did it to fool you specifically. But setting that aside for now, what's important is that we discover something vital to the case. Namely, that the underground auction was shared by none other than our victim. So somebody done bumped off the boss, huh? Then, that's what's happened. That's what was happening. Then, when what was happening? Oh, nothing at all. Y'all just go about your business now. No offense, Miss Hart, but that made you sound about 5 times more suspicious. Suspicious my foot! I told y'all it's nothing. And you won't get nothing more out of me than that. Wait, so there is more. How many times do I gotta tell you? It ain't nothing, okay? I ain't saying nothing either way. Oh, you can tell us just a little more, pretty please? I'll tell you this, okay? I'm a journalist, a news hound, a scoop hunter, you hear? Exclusive articles go out, money comes in. That's how the game is played. Tell you more? Heck, I done told y'all too much already. Wait, what if I examine some fingerprints for you, pro bono? What kind of cockamamie thank you is that? I'd sooner get a tooth pulled. You want intel, you go dig it up yourself, just like I had to. Okay, guess she isn't gonna talk to either one of us. Oh, she will. I'll handle things from here, Emma. There's a certain technique I find useful when dealing with difficult customers such as her. Yay, it's time for chess! She may not give up the information voluntarily, but that doesn't mean she can't be persuaded to. Excuse me, Edgeworth? Did you just use a preposition at the end of your sentence? Let's start by observing our opponent. I ain't telling y'all nothing, you hear? Now quit wasting my time before I really blow a fuse. As we've seen, she's a very quick-tempered. She'll try to cut the conversation dead wherever possible. I won't have much time to think, so I'll need to be swift and decisive. Miss Hart is definitely hiding something from me. So my first move is to discover what that something is. Mind chess! I can see you're a little agitated, Miss Hart. Let's just calm down and try to talk reasonably. I am calm, dang you! At least the way I will be. Just as soon as y'all quit yanking my damn chain. I'll stop when you actually calm down. But like... Oh. This whole thing's a waste of my precious time. Okay. What if I... Oh my god! She'll try to... Holy shit! What if I just say, tell me what you know? Let me lock in. That's better. Being a news hound is all about keeping the cool head no matter what the world throws at you. Anyhow, this might interest you. I met one a few days ago. She was a very hungry young reporter. With a very particular turn of phrase, similar to your own, in fact. Oh yeah? She spoke like me, huh? Guess that could have been someone I know. It was your sister. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! that ate up so much. Wait, do we know someone? Do we know someone? I thought. Okay, what if we just make her blab? I bide my time. Well, two can play that game. Okay. Oh my god, why does she take so much of my time bar, man? Okay. Bide my time. So, her apprentice? Tabby Lloyd? Do I know Tabby Lloyd? And if I had to close my eyes, I could have believed she thought about you, wasn't she? Uh-oh, so y'all met Tabby, huh? Well, ain't that something? Where did y'all bump into her? She's a great kid. Reckon, wait. No, oh no you don't, you ain't getting on my good side. Talking about Miss Lloyd seemed to make her lower her guard a little. Okay. Okay, tell me what you know. That's a little unkind, don't you think? After all, I know your apprentice. I know her pretty well, in fact. Yeah, well, guess it does seem kind of cold to me to say that if you know her pretty good. Wouldn't want the poor kid thinking I don't give a rat's behind. Good, then you'll tell us what you know. Fine, see, it's like this. Got me a... What am I thinking? Dang it, Lotta, you can't let him bamboozle your days. Oh, is that about a scoop? You have a scoop of some kind, don't you? How embarrassing, a professional journalist making a careless slip of the tongue. You have a scoop, don't you? Now tell me what it is. Ah! Hold on, let me drink some more. Alright, I got me a scoop. A big one. But I can't just go blabbing about it to y'all. I got bills to pay. Details of the scoop. Okay, at least the meter's back. Okay, I think I understand how to play this. Is it related to an incident? It might be, it did, might be it didn't. Alright, you don't gotta holler at me like that. I ain't done nothing shameful or nothing. Just snuck in and did some undercover reporting. Okay, dude, why does that hurt? Won't be to judge whether your action was shameful or not, and unlawful entry into private property is very shameful indeed. In fact, it's a crime. Hey, you did the exact same thing, genius! Oh, but I guess you're a prosecutor, huh? You're allowed to do stuff like that. Still, it don't amount to a whole hill of beans, right? There's folks here around here that's done way worse. Murder for one, next to murder, trespass ain't hardly nothing. So your scoop is about murder. Has something to do with a homicide? No, I was just talking all hypothetical, like, you know, about murder being the big one and all. Ain't nothing worse than murder. Not the most skillful. Look, I done told you, okay? I snuck into the auction. I'll cop to that. But murder, I don't know nothing about no murder. Ain't seen nothing, ain't heard nothing. Scout's honor. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. Okay. Have something to do with the auction? You know what? I clean forget. You tried to infiltrate an undergrad auction. It only stands to reason you observed something. Otherwise, what would you have to write about? I don't know what to tell you. I didn't hear nothing. Ah. God damn. Please don't make me start over. Please don't make me start over from the very beginning. Okay, is it related to the auction? So you did say. Does that mean you did hear the sound of something? Something during your time in this room? Ah! Seriously? If you're using double negatives against her? It wasn't nothing really, just a little noise is all. What do you made page 16? Forget I mentioned it. So something happened during the auction. Okay. So your scoop is about a murder. But you did hear something. You claimed it wasn't important, but it must have been. Otherwise, why remember it? I think it was something very memorable indeed. In fact, I believe it was a cry of a murder victim. Ah, how do you keep doing that? Alright, it's true. I wound up smack dab in the middle of a murder scene, but only by accident. And that's all you're getting out of me. Won't be no scoop otherwise. The murder, Miss Hart. Must be the same murder we have been investigating. This should prove to be a very valuable piece of information. Bro, I've been speaking so much that like my tongue is starting to get dry. Can you describe the murder in details? Wish I could help y'all, but I don't rightly recall a whole bunch. Ain't much I can tell you. Self-deprecating humor? How dare you? I don't... Okay. I know there's something you're not telling me. Ain't nothing left to tell you, dang it. I'm done spilled my guts already. I don't have a clue as to... Okay, wow. Were you really in the middle of murder scene? Is that really true? Calling me a liar now? Woo-wee, now I'm mad. Real mad. By my time. I'm a journalist. How am I gonna sell stories if folks can't trust what I'm selling is true? I got me a motto, you know. Faster than anybody, honester than everybody. A motto, huh? That could be an important clue. I should bear it in mind. I thought you were honester than everybody. Can't imagine that being so vague on the facts. This trait among journalists. Journalists of surely accuracy and honesty are what's necessary when reporting on a story. Well, see, since your so-called information is not credible after all. Look, there was a murder, and I was there. I can even prove it. You can prove it, Ken. How? I've got it right. Wait, you heard that? You heard that? I was just talking to myself. Don't think nothing of it. There's still something you're not telling me. You're definitely, that's my piece. You're definitely still hiding something. That's my piece. That's my chess piece. That's my queen that I'm gonna use. And that something is proof. Proof related to the murder you witnessed. Proof sound enough to form the base of a story you're hoping to sell. Dang it all to heck. Give me a break, will ya? I'll come clean, okay? That's what you want, right? Here, I done snapped me a photo. Happy now? You better be. That's like the most anticlimactic. That's one of the most anticlimactic. It's not the most. It's one of the most. Betrayed by my own big mouth. Well, it happened, so it's time to tell us everything. I saw the whole thing. Watched that auction from start to finish. But you didn't just watch it, right? You took pictures too. Yeah, about that. So, like I said, I was spying on the whole thing right from the get-go. It was all shouting out bids, and somebody wins somebody, and bam, down comes the hammer. Head on upstairs and pay, shouts the old ringleader, and then the whole thing starts over again. Anyhow, as soon as that happened, I had to think quick. That's when I ran behind that there statue and hid. Who was it that eventually appeared? Didn't see nothing, but I heard something that made pretty sure it was whoever placed the winning bid. That sweet, sweet sound of cold, hard cash. Someone counting bills, perhaps? Anyhow, the deal was you settled your bills up here. I heard two people yabbering about a bit for a little while, so two people came up on the elevator. You betcha. My guess is the other one was our friend, the ringleader. Anyway, yabber, yabber, yabber. On it goes for a little while, then a scream. Then, well, that shook me up pretty good, so I hunkered down in my hiding place, tried to stay out of sight. So you didn't see the moment of the murder? Nah, but I heard it real good. You didn't try and help whoever was being attacked? Quit trying to be funny, girlie. It don't sit in your nut. I'm just a dainty little journalist all on her lonesome. You think I was fixing to jump in and save the day? Dainty. Anyhow, then there was a bunch of rustling sounds. Exactly, right? Right about when that was happening, I got to feeling pretty bad about what I'd done. That makes sense, I guess. After all, I didn't remember to get out my camera and snap even a single picture. What? Scoop like that drops right in my lap and I miss it. Somebody ought to tan my hide. Anyhow, then a little more time goes by and there's this kind of clattering noise. I'm there thinking, gotta get the shot this time, so I grab one real quick from the shadows there. Could we see this photograph? Aw, do I have to? Here. That's the person in the red raincoat, the one who attacked Kay. So Kay's raincoated assailant was the one who attacked. Wait. How do I? Oh, there we go. Their hands bloody. And proceeded up. Titties. Yep, it's titties! Where they assaulted Kay? There's only one person in this picture. Where's the victim? Weird, huh? I wondered the same thing. Heard two people, but there was only one in the shot I got. And I didn't see nobody else in the room neither. But that's the killer, alright. Leastways, I'm pretty sure it is. So are we saying the victim disappeared? So, here's what I think, right? How did you know it was a killer just by looking? Because they're literally red-handed with blood. How else would they get there? Oh, she just carried on after that? Sure did. They just went right along like nothing had happened. Rich folks is crazier than a box of frogs. I'll never understand how they think. Funny, I find journalists struggle to understand it as well. Okay. Can we look at the elevator now? Also, the elevator is bright. Nowhere near. I think they're revised by the elevator once we're done. Okay. Oh, wait. That's not what I want to do. Wait! It is what I wanted to do? If the storm was the actual stream of crime, then you'd expect the body to have been up here at some point as well. Huh? Well, yeah. But think back to what Mr. Hart told us about how the customers left the auction. Do you remember? Of course. They came up from downstairs, back through the storeroom, and... Oh! Exactly. The killer would have had to hide the body in order to avoid its discovery. The question is, where did they hide it? Emma, if you wouldn't mind putting your skills to work for me now. Very well, then I'd like you to check for blood residue, a luminol test, in other words. Prepare to witness the power of science. Alright, how about we test the ladder over there first? Based on Miss Hart's picture, I'd say the person in the red raincoat was about to climb it and make their escape. which means there's a high chance of a positive result. Yes, it's been a while. Oh wait, she has done this. Was it the first game? Still feels super raw to see it appear just like that. Anyway, that's a positive, but it's still faint. Spraying it a couple more times should be enough to really make it stand out. Yeah, that brought it out nicely, and made it feel that much more real. Anyway, I think you got the gist of how to look for blood traces now, right? I'm sure there's still more to be found. And that's how it's done. Okay. Take a good look around and see if you can find some other place to test with the luminol. Okay. Yes, I want to test here because... Oh, it's a negative? Wait, how do you know? We haven't even tested. Mr. Edward, blood! What? How could I have gotten in there? Maybe somebody put something with blood in there. You know, like a dead body. Right? Oh, no, okay, Oh, hello. Hello, blood. Probably because this is where the murder was actually committed, I say. Go to the floor below, too. Elevator blood. I think that's all the blood there is to be found. Alright, then that concludes this phase of our investigation. And now it's time to hidden body, closed box, but they hid the body in here. Blood in the closed box can only mean one thing, that's where the body was hidden. I'm so hungry, man. Like that, bro. When I took a look at their box when I first got in here. It looked to be just about the perfect size for a little hide-and-go-seek if the need arose. And maybe it would have been if I could have opened it, but it was wrapped up in chains and locked up in tight. I ain't no escapologist. The murder happened just a little after I scoped it out, so can't nobody have put no body in there. Wrapped in chains and locked up tight, you say? That's odd, because it doesn't look to be wrapped in chains any longer. Huh? Well, slap my head and call me silly. Could've swore it was, though. Okay, but can we test the blood and check if they're the same blood? Watch, we're gonna go in on this elevator, and it's gonna go to the prosecutorial room. Yep. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth! This room. This is the auction room? No, this is the committee chamber. Yeah. Way to drop right into my lap, K. Faraday. You got real guts, I'll give you that. Arrest her, men. Arrest her right now. Wait, but she's... As for the rest of the riffraff, throw them out into the streets where they belong. Ugh. Do it! Keep taking pictures, Lotta. Yeah, what she said. Miles, this isn't looking good, I gotta say. See how the blinding light of justice shines on me. Yeah! Cowie! What did I do? You'll have to forgive me. I meant to hit the Central County ex-prosecutor. You weren't aiming for him, you were aiming straight at me! Okay, you know what? Give me a quick second. I love Francisca Von Karma. Thank you, Francisca, for saving our hides. I'm gonna go get some bread. Like, literally bread. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I have bread and cheese. Something's he's getting in my way. Something. Ah! Right there. Francisca. Oh. What are you doing here, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I still believe Kay to be innocent. And we're supposed to care what you believe. You'll no longer have the right to an opinion. I am Francisca von Karma, and I have no intention of stopping here or now. But you chose to stop by giving up your badge. And so our game has already come to an end. My badge is an obstacle proceeding along the road I've chosen. I haven't stopped, I've simply cleared the way ahead. And now I'm free to follow that road all the way to the truth. So don't you think for a second that my conviction has changed. I'm every bit as dedicated as I ever was. You seem to think you know what lies at the end of this road to the truth. In that case, I demand that you show me. I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere... Oh, is this... My vid will happily guided. Oh, cool. I'm gonna close my mouth and just play a game because I'm eating. I'm literally just eating bread and cheese. You literally just saw us go down the elevator.
Hold it!
Ah! Okay, I'm done with my food. Wait, do we not have any evidence to show about the auction? God damn it.
Hold it!
I'm just having she sustained our perfect match with the candelabra in question. 3 wounds inflicted by metallic spice of some kind in 3 places simultaneously, even if you... No doubt in your mind that it was a candelabrum. The location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber, but that's wrong. Okay. The blood on the floor. It has, and unsurprisingly, it was confirmed to be that of the victim. Strictly that where it was found may not be where the murder in fact took place. Okay. She doesn't know what we know. Okay, so... we present... Which one? This one? It's gotta be this one, right?
Objection!
Okay, the music stopped. It is correct. If I remember correctly, the blood discovered in this room was located at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. Murder under the games of the divine. A brazen act even for the cold-blooded killer. Except that may not be true at all. Take a look at this, if you would. It's a bloodstain we discovered in the storeroom directly above the committee chamber. As you can see, the blood we found looks to have dripped through the room below, and the elevator dripped down from descends directly to the foot of the statue. Ah, you noticed. Then you will agree that the murder cannot in fact have happened in this room. I put it to you that the victim was killed in the room above, and only afterward was she moved down here. The Goddess of Justice did not witness the murder. She witnessed the killer trying to cover their tracks. Why is she smiling? Sorry, I was just thinking back to a very similar situation. Well done, Miles Edgeworth. You've proven yourself to be even more foolish than I've thought. Mr. Edgeworth is anything but a fool, sir, and you know it. Yow! Have you forgotten the picture you showed me, or are you really that airheaded? Even a cursory glance shows that there was far more blood here in the committee chambers than upstairs. Ouch, but then ignored again. Which, tool! You're trying to tell me that all of that blood dripped down from above, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. You had your storeroom stain, which need to be 10 times as big. I say the murder happened down here. There's no way it could have happened anywhere else. As insightful as ever, Francisca, but you played right into my hands. How so? You are correct. There is far less blood upstairs than one would expect. The question is, why? A trifling detail in the face of my previous explanation. Alas, your explanation doesn't account for why there was blood in the storeroom in the first place. Surely you don't think some splatter managed to shoot itself all the way up there, do you? Whoa, like some crazy fountain of blood? No way! No way indeed. It's completely impossible. So how about this? What if this explains the difference in the amounts of blood observed? There's far more blood in the committee chamber than in the storeroom above because... the victim was stabbed here. But the weapon was... wait, the weapon was removed here? Okay, so the weapon was removed here. Sorry, I was being a bit more facetious. I have the right answer here. Okay, so the weapon was removed here. These two are not gonna work. The victim died of 3 stab wounds that would have bled profusely. Exactly, as proven by the amount of blood we found on the floor of this room. That doesn't make any sense. Not if she was stabbed in the storeroom. You said there wasn't much blood up there already. Silence, you half-baked, half-blind rookie. Hey, Hairbrained is a little... ow! Stab wound bleeds heaviest at one particular point in time. Oh, I know! When the weapon is removed, right? Precisely. I believe the body was brought down to the committee chamber with the candelabrum still in its chest, and then, when it was finally removed, it created a difference in the amount of blood we see between the 2 locations. But why? What was the killer trying to do? I imagine they were trying to give the impression that the murder happened down here. As we know, Miss Ringer's keycard was used last night. Judging by the time listed in the record, I'd hazard a guess it was used by the killer when they entered the room to create the elaborate setup. But why would they have needed to do all of this in the first place? Perhaps because a person with a face to hide would fear the storeroom being found in the investigation. If they were involved in the underground auction, they couldn't afford to have their dirty secret exposed. Underground auction? You should take a look at the storeroom for yourself. The items up there tell quite a story. One that should more than explain what was going on here last night. It's almost endearing, Miles Edgeworth, how desperately you wanted to protect your friend. There's something just beneath the surface of this case, something bigger than all of us. And Kay's only crime was to have the bad fortune to fall right into the middle of it. That's quite the hyperbolic claim, Miles Edgeworth. Hyperbolic? Me? Surely you're the one making a mountain out of my perfectly reasonable molehill. You're working with Interpol on international cases, so why are you investigating a domestic murder? I'll tell you why. Because this case has something to do with the smuggling ring you've been chasing. You followed the trail of items being smuggled by the ring and you wound up here. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that the something I sense isn't related to any of this. I'm very happy to learn that you giving up your badge didn't completely relieve you of your senses. Cluffy here has told me about the circumstances that led up to that, by the way. Why am I changing accents, bro? Sorry, sir. I just thought it might help, you know. You did the right thing, detective. So am I right, Francisca? Is this incident part of the broader case you're working? Was the underground auction already on Interpol's radar? Wouldn't you like to know? But you don't need to, and so you won't. Then you knew, didn't you, that the auction was being held here in this chamber? Hey, y'all mind if I button for a second? Your victim over there, the lady in the white. You! Hey, let a gal finish, will ya? No good button the pain the you-know-what. Yow! Well, this literature ain't changed our spots. Your testimony is not like a child, and neither is your presence. What do you mean? I'm a journalist. You can ow! You're a liar. You're a liar, what you are. You lied under oath at one time. Seems like Miss Von Karma's known to fond of Miss Hart, huh? I don't think she's her biggest fan, though. What she's called Ringer, right? She was a member of this here committee. Well, she's dressed exactly like the ringleader of that there secret auction. Ow! Stop it! Stop whipping me, dang it! What is the meaning of this interruption? Miles Edgeworth, explain! Miss Hart here helped us out by describing how the auctioneer was dressed. And it seems they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. But that would mean the victim was also the ringleader. Now, how about we just calm down, sir? Since I have some new information to consider. True that I came here to investigate the underground auction and to arrest its head of operations, the auctioneer. But if Miss Hart is to be believed, the ringleader is dead. I guess that means your journey here today was wasted. I suppose it does. Nonetheless, Francisca Von Karma, I refuse to leave empty-handed. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth. Fine by me. Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make the soul room the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case, the murder is someone connected to the auction. And if the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. The killer lay in wait with a victim in the storeroom where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. And then they stabbed the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the calendar. Exactly. Does that about something enough? Because I won't be accepting rebuttals. I'm afraid you might have to. There's a serious hole in your testimony. There is? I didn't spawn any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright then, time to fight back! You have to win this for us. And I will! Because, also, I didn't see anything wrong. Okay, in which case the murder is someone connected to the auction.
Hold it!
And how exactly did you come to that conclusion? Members of the big building staff were questioned extensively but none mentioned the secret storeroom. These things were known to only a handful of people. So they've been doing this the whole time. And the photographer believed the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. In the storeroom where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. Wait, how do you figure?
Objection!
As hiding someplace, and if you've seen the storeroom yourself, you'll know there are plenty of other places to hide to. place after the auction had concluded. After all, the victim was an auctioneer herself. She should have... It happened afterward? I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after auction has concluded. That's what you would assume, but according to Lotta Hart... Auction continued even after the murder occurred. It seems you're one step behind yet again, Francisca. How so? The auctioneer was not in fact the victim, and I can prove it. This is the statement Miss Hart gave us. But if she made it, it's not worth it as she used to say it. I done told you, I'm a journalist, dang them, and my words down! Did I ask you to open your mouth? Double youch!
Objection!
Calm down and listen for a second, Francisca. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder, and she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet it did. Went right on like nothing had happened at all. How could that have been possible without an auctioneer, It wouldn't. So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. What? As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay can be the murderer, because she had been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then who was the victim, really? Right, well, if the auction's carried on after the murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. Oh, okay, I get it. That's enough. Ugh. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. Okay, you know, I feel like one of you is actually the evil one. Oh, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yes, that'll do nicely. Alright, Celsius, what are you doing here? Oh, I just stopped by to see how my bone-headed boy was getting along. They say there are all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. I thought I might need to light a fire under this investigation, but it seems not. The suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back here where we started. Men, detain the suspect immediately. Wait! Miss Faraday is innocent. Shut your meddling mouth. Okay, Excelsius. Okay, interesting. You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too, personally. Sorry, it must be my age. Unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is the matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect. She's right, of course, as always. You really are a godsend, Verity. Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this, we have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this...
Overruled.
You can stop right there, Miss Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby by a short while ago. The victim's blood was found on the blood, along with some cherry blossom petals. Like the ones on the roof. Yes, they were stuck to the edges of the bloodstain, probably due to blood being fresh at the time. The results came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss... What? No, this completely undermines our entire case. All our assumptions were based on the person in the raincoat being the killer. But if they were the victim instead, then Kay remains at the top of the suspect list. Miss Faraday, you testified to having encountered a person in a raincoat up on the roof, correct? Yes, I did. We now know that that person was a murder victim, and you are the only person we know of who came into contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went.
Objection!
No, Kay was attacked by that person. She is the victim here, not the aggressor.
Overruled.
As far as I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked as you claim. And even if such proof existed, Miss Ringer could simply have been acting in self-defense. Well, you can't just jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not. Okay? I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. No, you're not. You can't be. Then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer. This court recognizes the legitimacy of the... Okay, you cannot say that. That is inadmissible in court. What? But you said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago. I commend you on your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be to the...
Objection!
Oh? As an official representative of the Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be... We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kate for... Is she the murderer? She or Excelsius has to be the murderer. How dare you take that tone with me? This is a gross overreach of authority. I demand that you give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful. What could be more unlawful than this? Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law. Indeed, you don't. But I do. And while I can't help be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity. Speaking of the law, it seems there is one other we must arrest. Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Miles. What are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't doing squat. By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity. You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the flight of a suspect. You are no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You are a criminal, nothing more. Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow. Although, I fear I already know the outcome. Look at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard. This court is adjourned. What is this bullshit, man? Oh, wow. Wait, isn't this the same holding cell where there's a hole in the under the bed? They stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. Even if they did let me keep, can't help but worry about her. Better be treating her well. Better. God damn it, man. Come on, let's go. You got a visitor. A visitor? Who? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? Wait, what? How do you not know Dick Gumshoe, man? They're leaving me unsupervised? Forgive the intrusion. What? Judge Gavell? Please, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a seat. What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagined you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. What could she possibly want from me now? I suppose I'd better find out. What? What? You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors. So I'm to be treated like a dangerous criminal. Oh! Ad break! I'm gonna go get some more bread to eat. Go drink some water. Go stretch. I'm back. Oh shit! Ad breaks over before I came back. Damn it. Oh. It has indeed, for you of course, and for your friends. That attorney and the other girl was raising quite the fuss earlier. Bender and Emma. I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards. No, you didn't. You may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction. They will not be punished for their bad behavior. You come here just to chit-chat with me. You must have a lot of time on your hands. Oh, speaking of which, Ms. Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off. I just thought you would like to know. I figured you would be too worried about how they were all doing. But why are you really here? Sorry, I just finished eating. Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. Okay, please tell me Judge Gaville will, like, turncoat. God damn. Because, like, one of the committee members has to be the killer. And judging by how the game plays, you is probably a Celsius. Barely spending time here, and already I can feel my personal appearance slipping. I may have given up my badge, but I must have given up on myself. My color is slightly creased. Okay, is there a hole still here? It would sleep soundly on the nevertheless. Now let's know. Aw, but I don't have any regrets about the bet I've made. I will follow my own path. Okay, good for you. Good internal monologue, buddy. By using a file to cut his cell bars. You're doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. Toilet. That's the toilet. We're currently out of toilet paper. What? Please make mental preparations, bruh. Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch. Ooh, add linguine for only $1. Holy shit, basmati and brown rice special. Add regular white rice. Wait, what? There's rice on rice? Wait, hold on. Spaghetti and mac and cheese for lunch. So you're telling me it has the spaghetti and mac, but we're gonna have cheese. And then we could add linguine for $1. Or we could have rice with rice, and then add extra rice for no extra cost. I think I'll go with the mac and cheese. The warden's arrest. Oh my god, that's from earlier this game. Also, that's so disgusting. The Warden's Arrest, the Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. The inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meal for the day. Like, bruh, your lunch is based on a fucking roll. God damn. Thank goodness you seem alright. That's a load off my mind. Ah, such a heartwarming scene. Shut the fuck up, Excelsius! But you're still not your usual cheery. I mean, you have to say positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. No, you have to let it go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. But you're not! You can't be. Why don't you have any faith in yourself? How can I, Mr. Edgeworth, when there's no me left to believe in? None at all? I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, we spent quite a bit of time together, and I dare say you left quite the impression on me. So you see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence, and that's why you should believe in yourself too. It caused pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone. Nope, nope. Denied. Kay, no. Exactly. You remind me of my younger self, you know? So noble, so bold. This is the justice you and the committee stand for? Justice. I suppose you could call it that. What is he up to? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything? I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. There's some hidden agenda at play. There's no time to second guess myself. I'm going to find out what it is. It's now or never. Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be... Wait! Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with murder? Doesn't make any sense. There must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. Come now, Miles. I'm a very busy and important man. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. There's so much to ask, and so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay rest so quickly. Can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do. Damn, a sudden mind chest. Holy shit. Why were you so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I've yet to hear a satisfactory explanation. An explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Don't give me that. You know exactly what I mean. Tut tut. I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? And suppose we did let your friend go free. What then, What do you mean, what then? Think how that would look, my boy, and who would have to take the blame? Me, that's who. So it's about yourself. You're right to keep your mouth shut. Oh, that way you won't say anything foolish. I'm sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not why Kay's innocence is so in doubt. Ah, you're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears. Spilling out. Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Coming along nicely? That's a pretty strange way of putting it. It's almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. Certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law. You think so? Well, that wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might just be overthinking things a little? Chairman Winter certainly knows how to dodge a question, but it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kane's arrest. Next, we'll need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. Can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? Oh, now, let's see. You know what? I'm not sure I can remember. And I'm sure you can. You won't bluster your way out of this one. It's not bluster, my boy. I honestly don't recall. It's a problem when you get to my age, you see. Why, I even forget my own son's name sometimes. Never mind, you're a fool of a son. Answer me. How long did you spend on the investigation? You're right, of course. The boy's a fool. I never meant for him to grow up like that, but... Oh, woe is me. He's only too happy to derail the conversation no matter where I take it. I have to force him to take it seriously. Let's try another tack for now. Okay. You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient, and you're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested. Oh, I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, my dear boy. You're the chairman of the committee. It doesn't get more influential than that. Not that I care about such things. You wound me. It's enough to drive an old man to tears. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not the deferential type. Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge again anytime soon. Nothing more to say. Wonderful, then I'll be on my way. Fuck! I don't need that badge anyway. Let me make something clear once and for all. That badge isn't the be-all, end-all for me. Far from it. I'm not concerned with titles or roles. Even you must understand that much. So young. So very young. A word of advice, Miles, from somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. Idiotically so. Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answer while he's in this state. Now's my chance. How much time? But even my patience has its limits, you know. What a coincidence, so does mine. Now answer the question. Do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? The youth these days are wont to be reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy. And I've got you now. You're backed into a corner. Oh, I messed up. Whoopsies. Whoopsies! I'd like to see you try. Oh. So I just buy my time on this one? Whoopsies. Well, maybe you do know your place after all. What's the matter? Scared? Hardly. I was just thinking about how best to proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity. I think it can get quite emotional after all. You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hands. Oh, god damn it. Do I bide my time again? Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them. So why not give it up, dear boy? No. And why not? It's simple, because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. But what you're doing is pointless, tragically, and miserably pointless. Please, just give up. She's guilty. The decision has been made. The decision has been made? It's almost as if Kay's guilt has already been determined from before her arrest. What are you trying to imply? I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal, right from the very start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it? That's certainly an intriguing theory. but it's also a complete work of fiction, and I'm afraid I don't have time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you? No, he's trying to make his escape. We must confirm the legality of Carrie's arrest before he slips away. It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge, and I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. Wait, we're not done yet. I'm tired of all this talking, so make it brief, will you? Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes, I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours by now, but I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law? My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long. Oh, you have no idea how rude I can be. Oh, come on. That would have been a great zinger, man. Oh, come on. So I bide my time on this one? Let him monologue? Honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know? I really am quite the busy man. Or are you just pretending to be busy, That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my age. I ask you, my boy, what could I even hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense? You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic. It really is. That you would suspect me of such things. It's not a suspicion, it's a certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kay's arrest for a start. Now, my boy, let's not get carried away. There was plenty of evidence to support our case. The mask, the letter, the corsage, these were all in her possession. And of course, her confession. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. But those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away? Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. It's true I can't counter your argument right now, but you did let something valuable slip. He knew it inside out. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Kay is innocent. Baseless assertion like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. Okay, that's not it. But we still... Okay. I still have questions. Kay should be arrested. You know, I can't seem to remember. Don't ever get old, Miles, my boy. It wreaks habits on the memory. You remember the evidence pretty well. I appreciate it if you stop playing the old man card. You remember the details of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps if your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient, I'd be more inclined to believe you. So let me ask you again. Who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. If you want such an incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy, really. I don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest. You're very mean, you know that, don't you? The arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by... Oh no! Shit! I was pressed for time. Please don't tell me that ends it. Okay. I'm gonna guess we're starting from the very beginning, so we're gonna have to push through the middle, the middle dialogue, or we'll just check. Okay, I don't have the clue. I buy my time here, right? You're hoping to avoid talking about the case. Okay. Buy my time on this one. And then we ask the first line of questioning. Who gave you the order? And then I think we bide our time on this one. Okay, it was him? Okay. Oh no, I meant to hit him, of course. I didn't mean to do that again. God damn it. I pressed up twice, but the second up didn't register. Okay. You, of course. Come now, Chairman Winner. We both know it was you. Alright, you got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll entertain your questions for a few more minutes. Let's see if I can't put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now is to establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. I just have to ask the right questions. Okay. I think we can get him. I think we need to get him to split up. I think we need to get him to slip up about him knowing more than he should. You seem to know a lot. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that. Too bad the same can't be said about the way you handled Kato's arrest. Oh no. Sure, I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I see you. It's only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. If only you'd stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. So let's try this again. You seem to know the details of the case quite intimately. Why is that? Because I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. I have to be a good role model. I can't be seen to be slacking. It can be so hard. But I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover. That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show, wouldn't you? If you're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you can start by releasing Kay, you know. You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. But a tragic one too. After all, your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. Did you see exactly where she was found? You have to hear much about the circumstances under which she was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? That's right, although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case. This could be a valuable clue. The suspect, Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know that she's a suspect, right? Aside from that, not much else. Cross my heart, but it's true. Yeah. Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winner? Oh, there's that intimidating face you'd like to make again. Well, two can play this game. How do you like me now, hmm? I do have to commend you on your doggedness. Really is something. Heh, I'll take that as a compliment. Take it however you like, but wrap this up, will you? I just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit, the only possible suspect. Just accept that already. How much more evidence did you want us to load her down with, for goodness sake? Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her. Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why don't you go ahead and say it? I want to hear from you. Oh. XK was framed. The true culprit set it all up so he could take the fall instead. That is my answer, and I won't let you deny it any longer. Oh, my, you really are a sharp one. It's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it, you're right on all accounts. And that's checkmate. Please, Judge Gavel, please clutch. You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't, not if I can help it. There you go with that naivete again, my boy. I guess that was always your problem. With the girl arrested and a conviction secured, this whole mess goes away, and that's what will happen. But whose interest does a conclusion like that serve? The committee's, I suppose. And mine. You know, listening to you just now, well, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was poignant and heartfelt and sincere and utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect, I know that. But your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. You insist that the truth is more important than anything else. But would you say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is? What are you trying to say? When you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth. You make it, little by little. Kay Faraday? Murderer. That's the truth. The truth I created. Yes, my boy. That's what I like to see. You're so sincere sometimes. It's painful. It just makes me want to put you in your place. Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere, because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know. But why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know what really happened? You're still not getting it. That's your truth. And it is worthless. Mine is all that matters. You understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm saying, don't you, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I have all the power here. Curse you. Oh, aren't you menacing? You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up. You'll pay for this. And with that, yet another person disappears from my life. Oh, it just makes me want to cry, and cry, and cry! God, I love villains. I don't know. I love voicing villains, my bad. I'm not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winner. Just hold the hearing later today. Just you wait. One way or another, I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world then. Ah. 10 members. Over a majority are present. I hereby call this meeting to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Here, in the sight of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair and frank judgment. Fair and frank? Don't make me laugh. Verity, if you would be so kind as to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworth. On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to desist and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Winner. His actions compromised the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney, and despite having been presenting with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist that the suspect, 1K Faraday, is innocent of all charges. Perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well. Of course, on the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by... Me, Eustace Winner, Mere Prosecutor! The floor is yours, Mr. Winner. The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer. That same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. Ringer took part in that auction, I think. Yeah. Meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction. When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not in fact the auctioneer. You deduced nothing of the sort! What about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winner? Yeah, I got this. So Faraday was overcome by... crushing remorse, Jesus. Yeah, that. Tons of crushing remorse. So she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. That person was Miss Ringer, I take it? Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But at the time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat. And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me, that's who! I thought it was somebody from forensics. Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensic investigators under Mr. Winner's command. I knew it! The blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it. And the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder. So, as you can see, Miss K. Faraday was the killer. There's no way anybody else could have done it. Alright, Miles, I expect you to have some objectives. Let's get them out of the way, shall we? I have no objections, Chairman Winner. Well now, is that so? I thought it would have taken more than a single night in detention to break you. No objections in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty. I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Winner's investigation was fair and impartial. Of course it was! When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time! You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. If, and this is purely hypothetical of course, you were to withdraw your objections. You might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee. So I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? If you think you can buy my silence, think again. You will watch your mouth. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is. You want to put us on trial, my boy. Very well, if it will make you happy. Verity, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to the case. Really? But sir, this will be his last hurrah, so let's humor him with the send-off he desires. Say so, Mr. Chairman. You have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume? None whatsoever. Mr. Edgeworth, don't worry, Kay. Everything will be fine, you'll see. Miss Ringer attended the auction as a potential buyer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for she left the auction with her purses. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up to the roof. After she emerged into the boom platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out. And thus concludes the committee's view on the case. On offer that night? Is that really true? We believe so, yes. You remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Jiangfa, I assume. The raincoat is a piece of evidence from that case. It should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility, but our inquiries revealed that it did, in fact, go missing under mysterious circumstances. Sorry, my ears are, like, popped. Let me get some water. You flatter me, sir. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you could save us all sometime and simply admit defeat. Ha! I'll do no such thing, thank you. It's good to know that you still have some fight in you. It is? Why? Couldn't think of it. She said some strange things when she visited me this morning, too. What exactly is she up to? I think she's on our side. I think she's secretly on our side. I think she found out what's going on. Items up for sale. After winning and paying for it, she left auction.
Hold it!
And that's correct. I believe it's originally belonged to a Miss Shelly. Shelly the Killer? Oh my god, it's been a while. From when he made his attempt on the president's life? There's an unexplained mannequin standing against the other items for sale. It will display the coat prior to the auction. I see! Being smuggled in. That is still under investigation, and it is entirely unrelated to the matter at hand. You will soon officially be prosecutor, no longer Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, no surprises. Please continue. One of the items up for sale. Winning and paying for it. She left the auction.
Hold it!
Why is she making her purchase? Because of the auction house rule. Meaning bidders are set to pay for items immediately. How do you... Okay, I guess. Probably left immediately afterwards in accordance with the rules.
Hold it!
Miss Ringer was a member of the committee. Should she not have left the committee chamber via the main door? But still underway? That would risk exposing instance if it goes outside the trust. Had no reason not to follow those rules. Given what we know that she must have done so. Wait, but we have the log, right? On April 4.
Objection!
No? Okay, I guess not. That's weird. Unfortunate.
Hold it!
But why? What possible motive could Kay have had? We are hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Miss Faraday. Coercive interrogation after the fact, something you seem to specialize in. If the murderer knew that the attendees would all be leaving via the hatch, then the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. So as I say, she emerged into the... when Miss Ringer was attacked. By Miss Faraday. Okay, but her ticket was 7/28. We know when she died.
Hold it!
I don't need to press that. I just... Blame her life, Mr. Edgeworth. Though perhaps her flame was stolen from her is more apt.
Objection! Overruled!
Now have lain in wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. She could easily have snuck down the ladder, stolen it while the auction was underway. Have anything that could tell us much on that front at the moment? The victim and her killer met on the roof, and that's where the murder took place. In other words, it assumes the viewing platform was the scene of the crime. But is that really the case? Okay, wait, hold up. Attacked by Miss Faraday. We'll do the second one shortly thereafter. Okay, but she was... Uh... And... I don't know which one to present on, to be honest.
Objection!
Okay, I had an inkling. I was right. But maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Gavel. Well, what is Miss Hart doing here at this hearing? She is an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious. Well, now, I ain't really an eyewitness. More of an ear witness, I guess. Heh. She's not exactly the most confidence-inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she? I like to think I choose my allies a little more carefully than you, Mr. Edgeworth. Then you should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. It's a photo taken by Miss Hart. Yes, in the storeroom, correct? What of it? According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. But according to Miss Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom, just before she took this picture. Wait! You're saying Gavel got it wrong? That is exactly what I'm saying. Whoa, what? Miss Hart, if I may confirm your account of the events you witnessed that night, you saw the person in the picture, correct? Sure did! Clear as day, and with my own 2 eyes to boot. And what were your impressions at that point? My impressions? This right here is a scoop of the century, something like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Ahem, I was hoping more for your impressions of the person in question. Oh, that there's a walking meal ticket? Seriously? Just my little joke, don't need to look at me like I done sat on your lunch. Oh, raincoat, right? Red raincoat, right? Why, I took one look and I thought, that's our pup right there! And therein lies the rub, for Miss Hart to have thought such a thing means that the murder occurred. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, when will you learn to use your words? If it's an explanation of the facts that you require, you need only ask, you know. What do you mean? I assume you're about to raise the issue of the voices Miss Hart heard. Voices that may be unrelated.
Objection!
No, not at all. Unrelated? Was one of the voices Miss Hart heard really even Miss Ringer's? You're killing me, right? Them folks was talking crime-related turkey, or my name is Lotta Dang Hart. Ah, but you did you hear them clearly? Well, can't rightly say for sure, but yeah, I can't rightly say nothing, and you know it. They was using voice changer. I done told y'all that. Precisely, Miss Hart heard voices, but those voices were... I didn't read that part. Disguised, which means we cannot even be certain that whatever she did over here had anything to do with the murder.
Objection!
Heh. You don't need to yell objection in order to sigh at me, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems I overestimated you, Judge Gavel. Nonsense. Verity is the best of us, my boy. The very best! And yet she believes that what Miss Hart heard might not have anything to do with the murder. Even supposing that that's the case, it doesn't prove the murder didn't happen in the storeroom. The incident happened before the victim was able to go up to the roof. That much we can say for certain. And I can tell you why.
Take that!
We initially thought that the person in red raincoat was the culprit. Yes, because Miss Hart said that as much. Indeed, she told us about the blood she saw on this person's hand. And I doubt many people would have thought differently given her testimony. Ergo, if this person is a killer, then the blood we see would be from when they attacked the victim. But knowing what we know now, that this person is in fact the victim, it recontextualizes everything. This presence of blood still shows that the picture was taken after the attack, but now it tells us something very important about the victim too. This picture tells us that the victim survived the attack. That the victim was attacked in the storeroom. But here we have photographic evidence of her standing upright and alive, albeit with a bloody hand. This can only mean that Miss Ringer survived the attack. The blood on her hand is from the wound she had sustained. What are you talking about? Who dies from a hand wound? The wound wasn't on her hand, Mr. Winter. I imagine she had used her hand to try and staunch a wound. That's right, while it's impossible to tell from this angle, the victim was already mortally wounded here. Oh, well, that certainly would change things, wouldn't it? It very much would, not least by making it absurd to suggest that Kay was the attacker. Her encounter with the victim happened after this picture had been taken, after the victim had already been attacked and was in critical condition. I put it to you that all Kay witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds. would have been quite the coincidence. It's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say. You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, that or pretending to not remember it. What fact am I forgetting? I think it's time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery. Dad, Gavel works for me. Why do you keep giving her orders? That's my job. You really are a total and utter embarrassment. I'm not. I hate to break it to you, but you both are. Go to it, Gavel. Put Edgeworth out of his misery. As you wish. What you're forgetting, but it was with three wounds in her chest, and we all know what those wounds are from, don't we? And that's right, they're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. Anybody could survive such grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you could change your tune. Make several objections? Yes, I'm afraid I will. What? Why? Weren't you listening? Oh, I was listening. Very carefully, in fact. Hence my objections. Come on! Why do you always have to undermine me? That's never my intention, I assure you. It isn't? Because you do it so well to yourself every single... Of course it isn't, yeah. I knew that. Because I'm... Please, Eustace, just stop, for goodness sakes. You're already embarrassed me enough. Okay, first off, I want to look at something. The coroner's finding. If I'll head injury post-mortem, other remarks on back of victim's head. Huh? What do you mean, Dad? Springer's body was with 3 wounds in her chest. Wounds are from... That's right, they're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. Do we know it's a 3-armed candelabrum?
Hold it!
No doubt about that. None once even pierced the victim's heart. And unless you mean to call Dr. Hurt's professional opinion into question, we can only treat that as fact. That's what I call flawless victory. Cause of death really was a puncture wound to the chest from the candelabrum. That would seem to contradict one of the pieces of the evidence we've gathered. Okay, but... wasn't there a... Stab wound in the chest. Is a horn hard?
Hold it!
But the victim may not necessarily have died instantly. I think we can say that much at least. For longer than a few minutes either. Are people who could survive even if you stab them in the chest? Sure, there might be, and there might not be too. So which is it? Trust me, there are not, and in case you're still tempted to believe there might be, care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune.
Hold it!
This causes a set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle holder. In other words, if I disprove what it says, I disprove your conclusions too. I would advise you to read the report very carefully. I'm not interested in your opinions. Only ground deductions. Okay. Doesn't work. Yeah, everything will be alright. I need to find something to prove that.
Hold it!
3 wounds? That can't have been pleasant. Oh, well, whatever. I don't care about this stretch of dialogue. I was hoping that it would be more... instrumental to the case.
Hold it.
Perhaps we should ask Mr. Winner. Make an old man happy and at least glance at the coroner's report, would you? Clear puncture wounds, blah blah, candle holder. Expected just as a kid. Okay. I think it's this one. As you charge and covered in blood. Matching the wounds in the victims. It's really the murder weapon. Very unique shape. If it were removed from a dusty shelf or something. Okay. Okay, wait. Chest by... Okay. Sometime late last night, 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle holder. 3-armed candelabra. God, I got nothing, chat.
Objection.
Nope, it's not this. Someone help me. Cause this one's I'm not getting it. I pressed on all of them.
Objection.
No. No, it's not this. Oh shit, my phone fell out of my pocket.
Objection.
No, it's not this. I think it's this one. Imagine
Objection.
it was a mask instead. Do we though? Okay. Oh, okay, I get it. She was.
Objection.
There's no stab wounds. I'm just like trying to figure it out. Bruh. You know what this is, of course. A red raincoat. That's right, isn't it, Verity? Yes, sir. The one Miss Ringer was wearing. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading the old ground here. Well, I'm afraid I might have to regardless. Now then, if you'll answer me this, Judge Cavell, you told us that the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat. But do you remember where they were found? Of course, they were found on the hood and... No. What's the matter, Verity? The hood and... Was blood found anywhere else on the raincoat? No, it was not. Doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? And yet, there was blood only on the hood. That's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one. The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just some incidental injury. It was the inflicted before the stab wounds to her chest. Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain the head injury first. As you said, if she had been stabbed first, there should be blood on the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, Miss Ringer cannot have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if we concede the point that the head injury came before the chest wound, what difference would it make? How does this change our understanding of the case? I'd say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it raises an even more fundamental contradiction. That is quite the bold claim, Mr. Edgeworth. I have to admit, you have me intrigued. Perhaps you could show us this fundamental contradiction with some evidence.
Take that!
This is Dr. Hertz's preliminary finding, according to which the victim suffered a head injury post-mortem. But the order suggested by the bloodstains on the raincoat is exactly the opposite, yes. Bailiff, this court has earblight subpoenas Dr. Hilda Hertz to the committee chamber with all due haste. Until she testifies, this case cannot be brought to a close. Your Honor, I'll go fetch her at once. Okay. Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she will be able to come immediately. In the meantime, there is another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case. The so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they? Yeah, good point. We never looked into that, huh? By having been mentioned repeatedly in this hearing, we still don't even know the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any thoughts on the matter? Oh, we've seen nothing that might serve as clear evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet, but there is someone involved in the case that I can name. I suspect that at the very least they might be able to point us in the right direction. And that is... Chairman Winner! I demand you testify as to what you know. What? Are you crazy? Why would you accuse my dad? You would cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of the committee? Do you understand the implications of such an act? I don't care who or what he is. We're talking about the truth here. And about a man who seems dead set on framing Kay at all costs. The mask, the corsage, the ticket stub, and everything else. The items Kay was carrying when she was found. They were deliberately placed in her possession somehow. By Chairman Winner himself. A shocking accusation, and one I find hard to believe. But for the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing? He has suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? I even managed to get him to say something to that effect. Chairman Winner, your rebuttal, please. I think the good chairman might be in shock. So what if I did? Did you hear me, dear boy? I said, so what if I did? You say you got me to admit as much, but where's your proof, With no witnesses to speak of, your word alone is hardly enough to make an accusation like that stick. Or do you mean to tell us that you have something more to base your outburst on? Not at all. I'll be very interested to hear this for myself. I'm intrigued to learn where Miles might have gotten the idea that I'm some sort of criminal, because you'll never find a more fine and upstanding citizen like myself. He has a lot of nerve acting all innocent like that. Very well, let's start at the very beginning. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hollow trial chamber is a point of suspicion, a location that should, by rights, only be accessible to members of the committee. Yeah, they all have keycards to the room after all. Furthermore, these auctions seem to be held on a somewhat regular basis, and for that to be possible, there can only be one winning explanation. That's right, Mr. Winner, the auctioneer is a member of the committee. What? No! What on earth is wrong? What do I do, Dad? I played right into his hands! Oh, you did indeed, you utter nitwit. But Miles, my boy, do you realize that you cast quite the wide net with your explanation? It's true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether. 10 given Miss Ringer's unfortunate passing. 10 potential suspects in total. Well, whoever, just speak up right now. Come, calm down, all of you, please. Well, Miles, is that all the proof you got against me? You're very quiet all of a sudden, but it's too late to back out now. You accuse the former chief prosecutor and current committee chairman of a crime. I would tell you to prepare for the worst. But there's no preparing for what you are about to face. You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Where the murder happened, or the order of the victim's injury, some other things I hardly remember, but you needn't have bothered, my boy, because it's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it, the suspect herself has already said she did it. That's all that matters at the end of the day, and her sentence will be lighter for it, so rejoice! There you have it, feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit. It's a very powerful person. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just let it go. I did it. I'm the murderer. I even remember doing it. You saw a flash of something half remembered, Kay. Nothing more. If you must believe in something... believe me when I say you should believe in your own innocence instead. But... what happened, the order of the victim's injury, and some other things I hardly remember.
Hold it!
You hardly remember. And then a faulty being critical points of contention. Yes, I was listening, my boy. But critical is matter of opinion. What a dickhead. I mean, he has to be the killer, right? You do like to try it though, don't you? Suspect herself a...
Hold it!
doesn't make it the truth. Kay's suffering from amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with at least a grain of salt.
Objection!
Even so, it doesn't exactly solve anything for us, does it, dear boy? And it wouldn't be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I tell you what, why don't we ask her one last time? Though I'm sure she'll just say she did it again. Fine, let's do it. Let's ask her again. We'll see if she really believes herself to be the culprit. Huh? You mean me? Is this really what you want, Mr. Edgeworth? If it goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position. Really know how to tug at an old man's heartstrings, you know? But fine, ask away on one condition. If this turns out to be a waste of time, that's it. We'll call the proceedings to an end, and then end there. Agreed? Call the proceedings to an end? You mean the hearing? Yes, dear boy, that's right. Perhaps you aren't a complete muddlehead after all. Now, just so we're clear, we'll ask again. And all that happens is the girl confirms her guilt. She is officially declared guilty on the spot. Yes, that sounds like a great plan, and I do say myself. That's it? You just declare her guilty, just like that? That's the gist of it. Okay, I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. Do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence? Why? Why are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no use. I can't be of help to you. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember something even worse? If I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please, just accept it. The K you thought... Okay, but that means we have nothing to lose, right? If you remember more and it turns out that you are guilty, then that's it. But if you don't try, you're still gonna be considered guilty regardless. So at the very least, try to remember. Okay? You have nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for very long, but I know you well enough. And right now, I say I know you better than you know yourself. You will never commit a murder. You can never, because this is who you really are.
Take that!
You're the great thief Yatagarasu, a noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Because all I can see is the one memory that's returned. I have to face it.
Hold it!
No, the only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you. As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that. Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you? No, it's not that. You're trying so hard to help me, and you're risking so much for me. It's too much. You have to stop. I'm begging you. Ah, so that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. The reason you're allowing yourself to be railroading into accepting your fate is because of me, isn't it? Which is exactly what the K I know would have done. You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. And I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon, because despite all your wishes to the contrary, I'm still trying to help you. So you see, I've merely been servicing my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. Now, let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. Remember the noble thief you truly are. That memory of you committing the murder, you need to question it. With all you have, that's all I ask. So please, do it for me. Okay. What's wrong? Did you remember something? Oh, it'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did. A cow. A cow? Mr. Edgeworth, if you could perhaps ask her for a few more details. Well, Kay, what can you tell us about this cow? I remember now, the person in the red raincoat. She had it in her hand. A stuffed cow. I can see it so clearly now. Are you sure, Miss Faraday? Are you absolutely certain? Yes, I'm sure. Then this court acknowledges the defendant's latest statements as new testimony.
Objection!
Have you lost your mind, Verity? We can't accept testimony like this. With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, information pertaining to the victim and her possessions is new and highly relevant evidence.
Objection!
Need I remind you of the addled state of her memory? No! No! This simply won't do. Addled? But if we claim her memory is unreliable now, then our own argument is weakened, sir. You said yourself only a few minutes ago that thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the finer details, did you not? Were we to call the validity of her memories into question, then we must also call into question the confession on which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action? Yes, you're right. Proceed as you fit, then. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Still in the game, but only by the skin of our teeth. And only thanks to Judge Gavel's intervention. It's almost as if she was on our side for a second. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, the stuffed animal. I believe the cow in question is this thing here, Your Honor. We found it in the storeroom, and I believe it is yet another auction lot. Wait, that's... Do you know something, Gavel? No, it's just not what I imagined. I suppose it is rather odd looking for the victim to have been carrying. I should look over it carefully. There's a cherry blossom petal caught in fur here. There are petals on the rare, and cherry tree bloom on the viewing platform. It would certainly definitely appear that this was taken outside at some point. What did the victim want with this thing? Is there something inside the hole? That doesn't... Oh. Can we remove this horn? But I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of the stuff done. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, it moves. It does? Sounds like sand being crushed. It would seem there's some recording device inside. And I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. Can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself. I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Could this be the moment of the murder? Someone made a recording of it. Hey, that them right there. There's the voices I heard. Sure as eggs is eggs.
Overruled.
Fortunately, we have no way of verifying when these voices were recorded. It's possible they have nothing to do with the murder. If only there were some accompanying video footage. You got bugs in your ears or something? I done told you. Them's the voices I heard. And we already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be from when she got it. Yes, it's a weak one without more than your word to back it up. We need something more. Something credible. I got something credible. Well, I think we all know the voices are from the moment of the murder. Consider for a moment the words we heard from one of the speakers. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I believe we have something that could explain what these words are referring to, and how it's all related.
Take that!
The coroner's preliminary findings? How did they prove anything? Indeed, what on this page shows that the voice must be from the time of the murder.
Take that!
Think again on the words we heard. This part in particular sticks out in my mind. You can't hide that burn from me. The victim had a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand. And what of it? According to case testimony, the victim was carrying the stuffed cow toy. And a burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording it captured. Ha! It's just a coincidence. Stuff like that happens all the time, right?
Overruled.
Not so sure that it does, especially not in this case. The score accepts that the recording may be from the time of the murder, in which case one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit, and based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely that it's the one we hear the most. That still doesn't tell us anything about the killer's true identity, or even if they're male or female. Due to the voice changer is correct. Unfortunate, but unavoidable. One thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer. Just like I done told you they was! Say something else now, too. Then let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. Do as you wish. According to Miss Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came up to the storeroom from the committee chamber on the elevator. The ringleader and one of the auction attendees. It seems this was the point at which money exchanged hands. The murder happened immediately afterward, and the auction carried on after that. All of which points to one key fact. The ringleader was the killer. Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, then it follows that they cannot be the victim. Hey, Gavel! Not right now, Eustace. There's a good boy. And if they weren't the victim, then they can only have been the killer. A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive. I am fully aware that, Your Honor, I was merely warming up for the main event. There were certain traces left on the scene that seemed to suggest that the ringleader was a killer. Then please hurry up and show us. What is something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader have been the killer? Damn it. The clothes box?
Take that!
That left a large pool of blood at the foot of the goddess justice statue. It was due to that blood that we originally thought the murder had happened in this chamber, but it was simply a ruse, designed to cover up the blood that had dripped down from the storeroom. In order to conceal the existence of the underground auction, correct? Correct. The culprit had nothing to do with the auction. They would have had no reason to cover up that blood. Which further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same. And as to the identity of the leader, do you have anyone you'd like to name? The auction is always held in this committee chamber, with its storeroom located just overhead. So at the very least, we know the murderous leader has some connection to the committee. Yes. And you suspect me, correct? As the committee's most powerful member, that should hardly be a surprise, right?
Objection.
You're a fine prosecutor, that much I'll give you. But as I think I might have mentioned already, you're also hopelessly naive. You've got nothing, my dear boy, have you? No evidence whatsoever. Unless you got something to share, after all. Do I have any evidence to show that I is a murderer? I do not. The Chairman Winner himself who brought up the fact that I suspect him, and he seems confident right from the get-go that he's untouchable. Which means he knows I have nothing. Oh, well, Miles, my boy. Time to pay the piper. Ah, I always wanted to say that. Verity, he's all yours. Wait, dang it, I just remembered something. Huh? Did you have amnesia too? No, it just came to me. Flashes of inspiration, you know how it is. Very well, say your piece.
Objection.
What are you doing, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth has made it clear that he won't give up until every last lick of hope has been extinguished. So extinguish we must, lest he try to drag us through this excruciating process again in the future. Yeah, what she said. I don't quite get it, but it sounded pretty cool. Don't worry, Dad. I'll help Gavel bring this to a winning finish. We'll show them how wrong they are. Fine. Let's hear what the witness has to say. You heard the chairman, Miss Hart? If you would be so kind. Well, alright then. Here goes nothing. The facts, Miss Hart, and nothing but the facts, please. Don't you worry your pretty little head on that front. I'm a journalist. Choose my middle name. Alarm me officially worried. So the ringleader's the killer, right? Which makes the victim one of them auction goers. The thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened. And then the auction started back up again. Now, I had me a look back downstairs right after that. No. And wouldn't you know it? There were 11 little duckies all lined up in a row again. How? You're sure of this, Miss Hart? Sure can be, your gavelship. Saw him with my own two peepers. So, 11 before the murder, and 11 again right after means... Wait a minute. Contradiction, Eustace. Do try to keep up. Miss Hart, did nothing really change at all? I done told you already. They carried right on again like nothing even happened. Oh, except for... Well, it wasn't nothing much, but... That little mallet doodad. Can't have yourself an auction without one. Kinda like the one Missy over there got, but different. Auctioneer's hammer? That's the money. I done heard that thing banging and clanging right the way through, then nothing, just like that. But the noise of the hammer stopped midway through. Could it have something to do with the murder? What Miss Hart is telling us is true. We have something of a problem. Namely, that if the victim is neither the auctioneer nor one of the attendants, your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth. Chalk one up for justice. Eat that, Edgeworth. See, Mr. Edgeworth, there really was nothing we could do. Just need to think. If I can't chaos, alright kids, do we finally have our answers now? If so, I expect you to make good on... One moment, sir. I worry that it might still be a little early to pass judgment. After all, we might have one more matter yet to resolve. And until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over it, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expected you to have raised your voice by now. A loud hold it, perhaps. Oh, yes, of course. And once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat. Very well. Let's get this over with, shall we? What is this one matter that still remains? Why the contradiction in the coroner's report, sir? That's... I'm back with the witnesses, Your Honor. What's this all about? Why'd you call us back down here? Back down here. Did somebody suddenly fall ill? I'll have a conference ready in 2 shakes of— OW! This better be good. Did somebody else drop dead? Well, they might soon wish they had. Dr. Hertz, Miss Needler, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you, this won't take long. Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will ya? Of course, we summoned you here to confirm something. What is Judge Gabel up to? Dr. Hertz, this court asks that you provide the unabridged truth regarding the following. Do you stand by your preliminary findings? Can you vouch for the complete and total accuracy? Grandma doesn't make mistakes ever. That's strange. Huh? What do you mean? In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so I ask again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsify your findings? That's awful! How can you even say that? What are you asking me for? Why the heck would I want to do that? Help the true culprit, of course. As if I know anything about all that. I just know I didn't do anything of the sort. And that seems doubly strange. What other explanation could there be for a discrepancy in your report, Mr. Edgeworth? I wonder if you might have any thoughts on the matter. It's not like you to be coy, I must say. Why does she keep taking charge and helping me? I still don't know what she's trying to do, but I'll happily take what I can get. If everything was recorded accurately and then handed off to Mr. Winter according to protocol, then the report shouldn't contain any mistakes. Well, wait! For the record, I didn't do anything to the report. I guess we'll see, won't we? Dr. Hertz, perhaps we could begin with your side of the story. Why do we even need to? This is pointless. I'll be the judge of what's pointless, thank you very much. We have patients back at the hospital. But ow! We really don't have time for this. Oh no. Won't you please help us? I can't stress how important this is. Grandma says she'll testify, but could you please make it quick? If we're not back soon, people will suffer. Yet you had no qualms about taking your time buying cotton candy the last time we saw you. We'll let you go as soon as we can, I promise. Please don't tell me that Needler's the one that's altered it. No way there's a mistake in Grandma's report. Not never. I've been dealing with the dead longer than you've been alive, Sonny Jim. You writing something wrong is about as likely as— OW! And what the heck do you think I'd stand to gain by doctoring a file, Doesn't make a lick of sense. That's all she has to say. Nothing funky here. Hold up. Can you swear by the holy goddess that this testimony? Of course, Grandma's never told a lie. Your opinions are not necessary, Nurse Needler. Your grandmother is the subject of this inquiry, not you. Not necessary? That's not fair. I'm the only ally boy Grandma has. Go ahead and shout objective left and right, but you can best be prepared then, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Oh, I'm more than prepared. Okay, I gotta hit that. Present on that. Ouch.
Hold it!
The victim appears to have put this raincoat on after sustaining the head injury, yet there was not a single drop of her blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, she must have been hit in the head before she was stabbed in the chest, making it pre-mortem. Oh, that's— OW! I don't need you to teach me how to suck eggs, young man. My dang report already says what you just said, don't it?
Objection!
Your report states that the head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem, which is the exact opposite of what I just said. Oh, I'm sure. I just dictated that report to Florence here, and she wrote it all down just like I said. Something happened to it after that were nothing to do with me. You dictated it. If you could please tell me more. But
Objection!
you just— Dr. Hertz, I'd like you to take a look at the report for yourself. I'll read it. Yow! This ain't what I said. This ain't what I said at all. What? What do you mean exactly? I don't know. But I can't say that. Miss Needler, if you are attempting to bury Dr. Hurt's truth, I will gladly hear her confession myself on behalf of the Goddess of Justice. Ooh. What? I see. Very well. Allow me to relay to everyone what you have just told me. Be no doubt about what I said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something. Wow, that was a great... Oh, wait, well, hold on. I gotta pretend to be Gavel pretending to be Dr. Hertz.
Ain't no doubt about what I just said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something.
Yes, but was it really necessary? So in summary, there's an error in the report. And it was all because of you, Nurse Needler. The true facts have now been shown to be that the head injury occurred prior to the chest wound. The question now, Miss Needler, is why did you introduce such an error? Just a minute, Verity. You make it sound as if the poor girl did it deliberately. Whereas it seems to me she just made a little mistake. Pre-modem, post-modem. They're practically the same word, don't you think? Except they mean two completely opposite things. This was deliberate, no doubt about it. But why would she want to change it? Exactly, thanks. Ow!
You won't get away with that easy. Explain yourself, young lady.
But, Grandma, I... You submitted a falsified report, an act that led to Kay being accused of murder. You owe us an explanation. But I can't tell you. Don't want to, but can't? This is really rather unpleasant, don't you think? Ganging up on this poor, considerate girl who's only looking after her grandmother. She has nothing to do with anything. She simply made one tiny mistake, so why not leave it there?
Objection!
But she didn't. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Because the only person her testimony would hurt is you. Huh? What on earth do you mean, my boy? Seeing as you're now a de facto ex-prosecutor, you're going to need to explain yourself better than that. I'd be happy to. I'll even spell it out for you. The Nurse Needler's role in this crime was very important because... Nurse Needler doctored the report in order to cover for her accomplice. Ow! So she's a co-conspirator. This innocent young thing. Do share your grounds for making such a wild accusation, dear boy. The murder couldn't have been committed by one person working on their own. Without at least two people, it wouldn't have been possible to... maintain the numbers. If the auctioneer was the murderer, and the victim was one of the attendees, the fact that a witness testified to there being 11 attendees even after the murder doesn't make sense. Hey, watch it! Y'all gotta call my good word into question now? That's not what I meant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm taking you at your word, which means there must be a co-conspirator. I know it's hard, my boy, but sometimes you just have to accept that you were wrong.
Objection!
I wasn't wrong. I just hadn't considered the possibility of the killer having an accomplice. But as soon as we do, things start to fall into place. If the killer's accomplice returned to the auction room in the place of the victim, there would indeed have been 11 attendees, both before and after the murder. Well, so that's your thinking, is it? It's certainly an intriguing theory, but surely the imposter would have been spotted right away. I don't imagine that Nurse Needler looks strikingly different from the victim in build and stature. With the help of a mask, she could very easily have replaced Miss Ringer without anybody noticing. Well, Nurse Needler, is that what happened? Did you take the victim's place at the auction? I wouldn't do something like... Now tell us, the ringleader, who were they? I can't tell you, I just can't. It hurt Grandma, too. Ow! But Grandma...
Don't you worry about me, I can take it. You just tell me everything, child.
But... Flora. She's got her onion popped. So I was right. She was an accomplice. Miss Needler, why? Well, Miss Needler? Can you explain yourself? Yes. Huh? Oh, thank you, Grandma, but I'm alright now. I confess it. I changed places with Miss Ringer. So you admit that you were working with the ringleader? Yeah, I was helping them. I don't know how, but they found out Miss Ringer was going to attack them. The culprit was going to be attacked by the victim. They seemed pretty sure it was going to happen that night, so they made a counterplan. They wanted to strike first, and they wanted me to help them. I was told to go to the storeroom before the auction and began to wait there. I bet you she's gonna point the finger at Kay. Now hold on right there, Missy. I didn't see nothing, and my eyes don't lie. If you had been there from the beginning before the auction, I would have bumped right into you. I was there the whole way through, and you weren't there for a bit of it. But I'm not lying. Well, that's easy for you to say, but you were lying about altering that report only a few minutes ago.
Objection!
I think we're all well aware of the number of potential hiding places in that storeroom. Are we? Where exactly are you trying to say our friend the nurse was hiding, Nurse Needler hid here while she was waiting in the storeroom.
Take that!
She hid inside this clothes box. Oh, did she? Huh. Well, it was there the whole time, even before I moseyed on in. But like I done told y'all, it had all them chains around it. Wanted to hide in there myself, really, but it was locked up tight, so I had to go elsewhere. I imagine that's because Nurse Needler was already lying in there by the time you arrived. That's right. We didn't want anybody to open it, or it would have really blown our cover. So the ringleader told me to climb in and wait until it was time for my part of the plan. And then they wrapped up the whole box up with chains. I think they took the elevator downstairs not so long after. It was just before the auction was due to start. So as the auction was beginning, you and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storage room. Yeah, I think so. The auction proceeded as it always did, until a certain customer came upstairs to complete her purchase. That was when the incident occurred. Miss Hart overheard the victim and culprit exchanging words around them. You betcha, I was behind that statue there, shaking like a dang leaf the whole time. In the middle of the core, Mr. Ringer was killed by the auctioneer. I imagine that the auctioneer then carried Miss Ringer's body over to the clothes box, from which Nurse Needler emerged and swapped places with the victim. After placing Miss Ringer's body out inside the box, Nurse Needler's role was now to pretend to be Miss Ringer. The two of them returned to the room below as if nothing had happened. Does that about somewhat what happened? And, Miss Needler? Yes, in fact, that's exactly what happened. Hold up, so you just waltzed right back on in and nobody noticed? This is two completely different people we're talking about. You're telling me not one of the other folks down there at the auction caught him down? Why would they? The other auction goers had no reason to notice the difference when Nurse Needler entered because... Did she? As we've seen, Miss Ringer and Nurse Needler are about the same build. What's more, the auction rules required attendees to wear their masks at all times. If Nurse Needler were wearing the same clothes as Miss Ringer, nobody would have been any wiser. No, and they weren't. I borrowed Miss Ringer's clothes and ow! And I left them. And left the poor child in her smalls? Have you no respect, girl? No, Grandma, I thought the same thing. It wouldn't be nice to leave her like that. So when the ringleader wasn't looking, I put that raincoat on her. So that's how Miss Ringer came to be wearing it. Thus, the auctioneer was able to carry on as before. It's the part where I caught the red raincoat on film came just after. Yeah, must be. Yeah, must be. Then it all makes sense. Right after that was when I went on over and looked downstairs through the gap in the elevator. Find me 11 happy little auction goers. Then back I stuck my into my little hiding hole. Don't tell me you were hiding back there the entire time after that. Well, that is not exactly. Something happened. So maybe I ought to have mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few winks after that. Well, passed out unconscious, you might see. Kinda silly, really, but there was a sudden loud noise and startled me just a little bit, you know? Just witnessed... Oh, before I knew it, I was out like a light. By the time K2, it was the next damn day, and they were... there y'all were clanked down there. You were startled by a loud noise and fell unconscious? Don't know what happened after that. Not per se, but... Well, after the auction was over, the masks were back on the rack. So I reckon the guests done finished up and filed out one by one like they're supposed to. Once the auction had restarted, what exactly were you doing? I was pretending to be Miss Ringer and placing bids, just as the ringleader wanted. I had to win the clothes box as I had been instructed. It had a dead body inside after all. Imagine if somebody else had won it. We would have been in real trouble, man. So he had no idea that the victim had vacated the box in the meantime. No, not until we came back so I could pay for it. That was when we noticed. The ringleader told me to go look for her right away. Except I found some other girl collapsed in the foot of the ladder instead. Okay. Yes, she must have fallen from the roof as she's been knocked unconscious. Guess the victim must have left that hatch wide open, huh? That would explain it. Kay would have been so shocked by seeing Miss Ringer fall motionless right in front of her that she wouldn't have seen the open hatch and fallen right through it. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. It was the sound of Kay crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Yeah, I suppose. Can't believe something like that done knock me out for so long, though. So in summary, by the time Miss Needler found Kay, you were already sound asleep behind the statue. I think we've got a good grasp of what occurred to this point now. Nurse Needler, if you would continue. Sure. So I found Kay, and next I found Miss Ringer. And I put them both, in the clothes box. We couldn't risk any of the auction goers seeing them. That would have caused a real hullabaloo. Was that your idea, or the ringleader's? Theirs. But putting the raincoat on Miss Ringer was my own idea. So I tried to get rid of it before they found out what I'd done. I imagine they were not too pleased when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case. And lastly, the ringleader and I put her in the auctioneer's outfit as we prepared. Of course, which completed the deception and made everyone think she was the auctioneer. Oh no, the auction finished up without anybody noticing anything. And that was that. Now, if you have anything further to share, I advise you to do so immediately. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm sorry, that's all I know. Well, except for one other thing. It did seem a little strange, I think, yes? But when I was borrowing Miss Ringer's clothes, I took everything I could, but I couldn't take her hair, obviously, so— OW! You're dang right you couldn't take her hair. What kind of medical professional are you? Where you draw the line? The taking her clothes were okay? Her hair was totally different. The style, the length, everything. I kinda panicked. But the ringleader thought of everything, including wigs. 2 of them, in fact. There was a straight one and a wavy one. They were both stashed in the clothes box. 2 wigs. But why? Right? I wondered that too. I thought maybe they were worried she might have changed up her style. Anyway, I took the straight one. That was the one that matched her hair on the day. Leaving a wavy hair— Wait, does that mean— And that's everything you know? There's nothing else you're forgetting? No, huh? No, really, Grandma, that's everything. And I take it that you really have no idea who the ringleader might be. Sorry, I only know that they were in charge of the auction. I didn't see them without their mask on. And they were pretty careful to keep their identity a secret from everyone. Oh! Well, Miles, are we done? You're proving the nurse was part of the murder plot. But sadly for you, it doesn't change a whole lot. Because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader. And justice must prevail. And we can't change— Wait, but she just said she found Kay. Hello? Is this it? Am I not going to be able to save Kay?
Objection!
Woo! Francisca, what are you doing here? As I told you before, my assessment, where the case leads, I follow. Your dedication is an inspiration to us all. But don't go getting the wrong idea, little brother. I'm only here to deliver the truth regarding the suspect. I'm certainly not here to forgive you. For abandoning the way of the prosecutor. I understand that. You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information. Detective Gumshoe did that? Prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for the final piece of the puzzle. Rosie Ringer's head wound was the first of the injuries she suffered, not the second. We all know that. There, somebody say something. Yes, there's no easy way to say this, Francisca, but we already proved that ourselves. You what? You what? Just go. Why didn't you say so sooner? You didn't exactly give us a chance. And I suppose you know about the murder weapons too. No, not yet. Ah, good. Then listen up. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt object bearing a circular surface, and the wounds to the chest were actually inflicted post-mortem. Circular surface.
Objection!
And you're certain of that, I assume? Your sources are above board. Two trusted medical professionals achieved the same conclusion independently. You couldn't ask for more.
Objection.
That's certainly good to know. Unfortunately, you're overstepping the bounds
Objection!
of what? I am the prosecutor in charge of Interpol's investigation into the underground auction, and this murder occurred during that auction. It would be negligent of me not to pursue leads pertaining to the related parties, especially the victim. My, you've really become quite the force to be reckoned with, haven't you, my dear? Then all parties are in agreement. The victim died from a blow to the head. A circular? Sadly, the murder weapon has yet to be identified. Wait, do we not have the murder? We don't have the murder weapon yet. A circular object. Heh, based on the shape, I might have an idea or two. But guys, I didn't turn up any other weapon during my investigation! And yet, one need only think about the setting and the auctioneer's tools. And the answer should be obvious. An object with a circular surface used in an auction. We're obviously talking about... what would an auctioneer have readily at hand? An auctioneer's hammer, of course. But we never found one of those! If the auctioneer was indeed the killer, it does seem a likely candidate for the murder weapon. But without the evidence to support your theory, it remains nothing more than that. Oh, I have just the evidence you need right here. This piece of evidence that was the murder weapon. Huh? I do? What do I have? Oh! Oh, right! The sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard.
Take that!
His heart told us something very important about the auction after murder occurred. He said that the very prominent sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard. Now, why would that be? I'll tell you why. Because it had just been used in a murder and was covered in the victim's blood. It would need to be disposed of. Isn't that right, Chairman Winner? I'll have our people look into this right away. Oh, you really are like a dog with a bone, aren't you, dear boy? But if you can't just dedicate yourself to a cause when you're young, when can you, Very well, a search for the murder weapon will be conducted. In the meantime, this court is in recess. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Wow! Okay. Please. This is the only part I don't like. Cancel. Back to title. I don't need to save. Okay, we're gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know when I'll stream. I'm trying to get back into doing it, but between that and trying to find a job, it's kind of hard. But I appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate all the time that I dedicate to streaming and hanging out and playing games. So yeah, I appreciate everyone. I hope everyone has a great day, afternoon, or